740.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
Learn how to do it. I mean, you know. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. We'll figure it out. It is Wednesday, halfway through. We'll hear from Scott Fresh Hour at 8 a.m.
Nice tease.
You like that tease?
Yeah.
Does that count to that point? Oh, got the update on the scores. As you may know, we're having an intra-show contest put on by Jose, our boss.
You know who we are?
No,
you. I don't want to spoil it. You go.
Okay. So we won week 1. We're currently in I guess we've entered week 3. Did we also win week 2?
Yes.
Oh, of course we did. So, right. Currently, the standings after 2 weeks: mornings 31, middays 16, afternoon 15. I thought LeBron James was the scoring leader, but we'll leave that aside.
Are we Cleveland or OKC?
Yes, we're OKC. We're a combo of both.
Oklahoma City Cavaliers.
Cleveland Thunder. That's exactly right. We rebuilt the right way.
Yeah. Are they going for the play-in or?
I don't know. It's basically right now. They better get it together because can't stop, don't stop. What I love about this, at first I was sad because second place is 16 and we have 31, and it would have been cool to say we doubled them up. But Jason, here's what we say. Much like our views, if you take middays and afternoons and combine them, that's our points.
Okay. Now,
combined. Go ahead.
All of this is incredibly good.
Yeah, for us.
Yes. But the fourth week, it's like we have the killer schedule.
Yeah, yes.
It's your kryptonite.
Getting out on time. I know.
Dave might pull LeBron and pull his groin.
Can we blow a 3-0 lead?
So I will say this. This is where I'm asking us to come together as a team. Because the first step to admitting you have a problem is admitting you have a problem. I don't think that's a saying, but I have asked Chris I want to get out every break on time. Now, I know that's not realistic, but I'm just saying every break for a week, but that's the goal. Maybe we hit it. I want to aim for the stars, okay? And is it a point every time you get out on break on time?
Yes.
Oh my God. So
we could blow a 3-0.
We could 100% blow it. There's going to be like 100 points that week per team. So all I'm saying is here's what I've asked for.
But you also get a point for posting stuff on social media. So you got.
Sure. But you have the ability. I mean, let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16. Thank you. Good counting. We have 16, 32, 48, and then more after that, 58, 68, 78, 90. Right. 90 points are possible that week. I don't want to settle for anything less than 85. 85. I would like 90. And so here's what I've asked for. And you guys feel free to chip in if you have better ideas. I think we get a sounder at 1 minute.
That's Chris already.
That's like
that's right. Me saying.
Okay, saying 1 minute, that's fine. And then I want like an audible, like 10-second beeping countdown.
Like me saying, you got to go.
No, I really want to share it with the audience. So like I want
the idea of this is for you to do this every week. The idea of all of this is for us to keep continuing to do this, to get into good habits.
I mean, that's your opinion. But I want there to be like these checks and balances in addition to you, that where I know, because let me ask you this as well. When it technically says you get a point for getting out on time, right? But what if you get out 20 seconds early? Is that not a point?
That's on time.
That's on time.
Well, it's early. It's not on time technically. You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make sure there's not a thing in the rules. Like if I get out 20 seconds early, that's early. It's not on time.
Well, then instead of being back on at 8 o'clock and 0 seconds, you're on at 8 o'clock and 20 seconds. You're still on time.
Okay, but if I go late, then instead of being on at 8 o'clock and 20 seconds, I'm on at 8 o'clock and 40 seconds. I mean,
you're still on time.
So I can go. So 20 seconds late, still on time.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Jason's not. I don't think Jason likes that answer.
Because now you're going to be like, oh, I got 20 seconds now.
That's pretty much. I'm telling you, I would like, you said 90 breaks.
Yeah, we have 16 segments a day.
90. Okay, so 90 breaks for the week. Mm-hmm. All right. So I think
except with Sam.
Huh?
Except with Sam.
Yeah,
it's like 80.
Okay, all right.
Like, roughly.
So what I think we should do, like I need to get like one of them easels. And I could put like 90 and then just keep crossing down as we count down to a perfect break week. I'm going for a perfect break week. Yes.
Let's go.
I don't want to just win this.
I'm going to do.
How about we practice today?
Same time.
You want to practice
this segment? You know what time are we supposed to be out?
We're supposed to be out at 6:12.
And there's your clock.
6:07.
Yeah. That's it. There's your reminder.
Can I just say, by the way, and honestly, everybody, I'm not bringing this up as an excuse. I'm bringing this up as a helper. It would be kind of cool to have a clock right there.
That's fine.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm not saying that's why.
That's a little weird with looking over the computer. And
that would be, and I feel like they could wire it from that camera because there's obviously electrical in there and just put that to where it's right in view. And honestly, what would be awesome, here's what would be really cool. Honestly, that would probably help all shows. Is if you could put that little red digital clock right in the host view, and there was a way to like control it from the from Chris's room where you could put it on like a 1 minute countdown. If I see a countdown in front of me, that triggers every part of my ADD OCD.
Ironically, you guys should probably be doing your show facing that direction.
What? Like this?
Yeah.
Why?
The TVs are there. The clock is there.
That's a good point. No, you're actually
like the cameras should really be like right on that wall right there.
That's actually not a. Yeah.
Or if you were over there.
Yeah, if we were both. I mean, first off, this is weird because then, but the weird part, I think Jason.
Then I could do the bit with the dog and the hands behind you.
Yeah, and I don't like this part. But if you were like there and I was here,
no, I like this.
You like that? No, I don't like
Chris.
I don't like that.
Look, and then that could be our camera. Is that our camera right now?
Now
Chris?
I feel like we're like Lisa.
You guys look like Bert and Ernie.
Right. I was gonna say Lisa Gonzalez and Dirk Verdorn, but fine. I don't know about that. I do agree with Chris though. If they could move the computers over here somehow and the phone, I wonder if that's even possible. I mean, anything's possible.
I mean, ironic, but they would really just have to turn that table.
Yeah. Or have a different configuration.
I have to talk to Jason about it. Yesterday was his birthday.
Yeah, it was. I sent him a UCLA GIF.
Did you? Yeah. Because you're right. The TV's there, the clock being there, and then if that was a countdown clock.
Also, we could have the YouTube up there, so we can
Yeah. Yes. And then you could have, and then the cameras, like a you camera and a me camera, or I guess just one camera, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
I can see Chris now because you can see Chris. I can't see Chris.
Well, we can see Chris if we turn.
Yeah, but I can't see him at all.
But I'd rather be staring at two TVs, computers, and a countdown clock than Chris all day.
Yeah.
I can turn and look at Chris. Plus, I can hear Chris in my ear.
True.
What am I missing by not seeing Chris? Him goofing on the computer on his phone. I'm not saying you're not working. I'm just saying, it's usually, this. And you know how I feel about being on the phone during radio shows.
Right.
Remember, were you here when we had the old... Hold on, I'm going to switch over. I don't like this.
Can you put it on there? I wanted to see what that looked like.
Put on what?
Our YouTube. I just wanted to see.
Remember our old boss, Byron, who... were you ever there where he had you had to leave your phones out of the room when you were on the air? Boy.
If he did, I didn't know.
Oh, our old boss, Jeff McMurray, was upset with me that I was getting music for the show during the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he was upset at a lot of things.
Like I'm in Space Cam.
Yeah, right? Like, what is that?
Where am I?
You look like you
look like I'm in detention.
You're just
Well, it was better when Dave was
Hold on.
over there.
Yeah, let's come back over.
I'll do this.
Guys, we have a 30 seconds.
Yes.
We're practicing today. All right, so I'm coming back over here.
Hey, there you are.
Hey, there I am.
Hey.
Well, would you look at that? Yeah,
What's with the bright halo above my head?
I'm not stepping into that one. I'm not touching that. Yeah, this does look kind of dumb.
Yeah.
All right, we got a break. Hey, we got a break, man. Hey, we got a break. All right, hey, it's time to break. When we come back, we got a big show for you today, right? We really do. We got a big show. Jim Less is going to join us at 8 a.m. Katie's going to join us at 9. Tiger Woods ruptured his Achilles, NFL moves, and more. We'll be right back. Dave, Jason, Chris, right after this.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Snatch De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Tiger Woods had surgery yesterday after rupturing his left Achilles tendon as he was ramping up his training and his practice at his home. The 15-time major champ made the announcement on Twitter. He's 49 years old. His doctor said the surgery went smoothly and, quote-unquote, we expect a full recovery. Woods hasn't played in a PGA Tour event since he missed the cut at the Open in Scotland last July. Now, Woods hasn't had a top 20 finish in 18 straight PGA Tour starts since the 2020 Farmers Insurance Open. It's the longest drought of his career since then. Dealt with numerous serious injuries, most of them to the lower body, since that serious car crash in 2021. Tiger Woods turns 50 years old in December.
Wow, there you go. Tiger Woods. Look, let's not pretend like Tiger Woods was the number 1 ranked guy in the world, and it's like
in our hearts,
in our hearts, in our souls. Just golly, man. I know.
How many surgeries has he had?
He's basically, you'd say like he's basically a cyborg at this point, but obviously he's not because he keeps finding different things to get injured about.
How many surgeries have you had?
I had my adenoids taken out like in my ear when I was like 3. So I don't even remember a surgery. How about you?
I guess as wisdom teeth.
Oh, okay. Well, then too.
Is that a surgery?
I mean, I guess by the letter of the law, I just had mine.
Yeah, just recently.
A few months ago, but they didn't put me to sleep. Do you have to get put to sleep for surgery? What is the rule?
You didn't get put to sleep.
No, I was full on awake.
Yeah,
I didn't have anything. They just numbed me. I didn't want it.
Colonoscopy, not a surgery? That's not a surgery.
I mean, it is a probe. Let's see here, Jason. The branch of a medical practice that treats injuries, diseases, and other conditions by the physical removal, repair, or readjustment of organs and tissues, often involve cutting into the body. That's wisdom.
No cuts. Well, I guess
wisdom
cuts
teeth
of the mouth.
surgery.
Yeah,
has to be.
So I'm at 1.
I guess. Well, he's had a lot.
He is.
He's had a lot.
But has he had his wisdom teeth out?
I don't even know.
Yeah. He is a tiger.
I was thinking about this not that long ago, now that you bring it up. So De'Aaron Fox, we traded him, I know. De'Aaron Fox they say he's going to get surgery on his thumb in the offseason, right? I just randomly was thinking a couple months ago, and I never brought it up. Do you get put to sleep for that?
I think
Or is it like a general? I just honestly am curious if you're having like a ligament repaired in your thumb.
I would think you would.
Yeah?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I think that's more of a general anesthetic.
They just numb your hand and you're just playing, Pokemon while they're surgerying you.
I think you're somewhat
grogged.
Yeah, but you're not completely out.
If we have any doctors out there, I know we do. We have a very educated audience. I'm sure Russell will weigh in.
Yes.
But yeah, love to know that. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to talk about Tiger at 629 because it's just, it's such a unique career. And I'm trying to find the cutting point, no pun intended, where he went from like super stud Tiger Woods to this downward spiral with a few, he had the what was it, the PGA Championship or US Open, the Masters, that he won, but for the most part, and I'm trying to think, was it the car crash? And let's not call it a car crash. Was it his wife chasing him with a weapon and he crashed into a telephone pole while high on some things?
That one, or I was thinking the car crash.
One. No, I'm not talking.
That was a car crash.
That was
the one. He had some serious damage.
Just a few years ago.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when he started originally the downfall.
I mean, he did win one more major after that, right?
Well, no, he won 2. I think he won the one. Was it not the PGA Championship and not the US Open Masters? Maybe it was the PGA Championship where he had the jacked up knee while he was winning it. And then he had the Masters. So he won 2 more majors. I think
that was the US Open.
Yeah.
Was
I
it
think
the
that's
US
when he
Open?
just tore his ACL.
Yeah. During it was hurt during
I
the
thought that was
tournament.
before. I thought that was before the
No,
incident.
I'm not saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'll have to look at the timeline. That whole thing has always bothered me. It's always stuck in my head. The whole Tiger Woods and his wife thing is always. It's one of the strangest stories to talk about.
So I'm now timeline. Was that the same time? Remember it was he's apparently with
all the strippers and all that.
Was that the same period or right after that?
It came out. That's what was going on.
It was all in the same time.
And then he was in he went to a
rehab.
Yeah. Like a play. He went away for that. And you're like, man, what is going on?
And then there was the pill issue he had, which we've seen that so many times. But I'm trying to think, did he have any? Had he had any? And if so, how many major injuries before the crash in his driveway?
I thought he had something with his back, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
he's had so many.
He started breaking down right before then,
and he had to change his swing because he was too much torque on his knee and his back. And
we just go back, and I keep look, it's a lava pit, and I fully understand it. I'm not. It's just interesting how I just wonder how different it would be if Serena Williams, just picking an amazing athlete, right? Serena Williams got caught having relations with a bunch of strippers and cheating on her husband. And her husband found out and chased her out of the house and out of the driveway with a 9-iron and broke the back window. And she crashed into a tree and was ejected from the car. I feel like Serena Williams's husband would be looked at throughout history a lot differently than we look at Ellen Nordegren. And that's a hard conversation to have. And I'm not convinced that I'm going down the correct road, but it's always a conversation I've wanted to have. Like, we just accept it. Like, well, hell hath no fury. And, she was pissed and blah. Bro, you threw a phone at the guy and you chased him with a weapon and he crashed his car. And I'm not here to talk, well, I guess I am literally talking about the personal lives, but we just kind of roll like she was a victim. I mean, she certainly was a victim of having a really bad husband.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. Like, that is true. And the family being on display. It's not like she wasn't aggrieved. She was 100% aggrieved.
Well, and also, like, I don't know, it's now we're back. Was that the exact story too? I mean, that's what we were told.
That's what we were told. It's a great point. It's always one of those things that was covered weird to me.
Yeah.
And I'd love to know, because where I stand right now, one of the great athletes of all time's career was in part, look, he did it. Tiger deserves plenty, if not all the blame. Don't get me wrong. But like, there's a little bit of ham-handing going on in that whole coverage that kind of bothered me.
The HBO documentary on him was very interesting, especially like him being raised and growing up and becoming the golfer, because like there wasn't the abuse, but it's like very Michael Jackson-y.
There wasn't the physical abuse, but Tiger Woods was all but created in a test tube to be a super golfer by his dad. And a lot of it's heartwarming and amazing. Like it's kind of like the whole LeVar Ball thing.
Like the stuff with his ex-girlfriend and just being like he wasn't allowed to be a person.
That's exactly right. And on one hand, it's like, LeVar Ball, you're just a blah, 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 and you're so outspoken. On the other hand, it's like, wow, dude, you have 2 kids in the NBA and another one who just signed
and also like with him talking, LeVar Ball talking.
Yeah.
You've never heard like he's not a good dad.
That's
like,
exactly
it
right.
It sounds like they have a very good relationship with everybody.
That's exactly right. And so it was a little different with, I think the Joe Jackson, there was some abuse going on there, obviously, but Tiger didn't have look, it is what it is. Anyways, we'll get into that at 6:29. In the meantime, cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
I'm on cut number 2.
Joey Bosa is headed to Buffalo. 5 times a Pro Bowl defensive end. He reached a deal with the reigning AFC East champs, 1 year, $12.6 million, according to what sources tell ESPN's Adam Schefter. Now, Bosa will be 30 when the next season starts, trying to help a Bills defense that only had 39 sacks last season.
Okay, well, there goes him going to the Niners.
Not happening.
Not happening. They were talking, not happening. They were talking, his agent was like, hey, we'll take this. And the Niners were like, nope. And then the Bills were like, okay, we'll do it. And then that happened. So
good add-on for the Bills, though.
Great add-on for the Bills. And the Niners still out there.
Ninering?
Still out there ninering, looking for something. And we'll talk a little bit more about that today. A lot of stuff going on in the world of the NFL as free agency and all that merry-go-round continues as well. Once again, I want to remind you that Jim Les normally would join us in the 6 a.m. hour, but with round 1 beginning tonight in Henderson, Nevada, in which our good friend Scott Marsh is there on the call and had a celebrity sighting at one of the slot machines. I'm not going to say who. I'm just going to say most famous mustache in all of sports history.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the same place.
Uh-huh.
Summer and a year ago in the summer.
Sorry, we have 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I saw the same person.
Did you really?
At that place.
That's where he lives.
Okay.
That's where he lives, and he frequents that place quite a bit. We'll take a break.
I meant to tell him yesterday. You might run into
probably at the same slot too.
Wonder.
When we come back, Tiger Woods ruptures his Achilles. Is this effectively it for Tiger? And we'll get into a bigger conversation about that right after Gonzalez Law next.
Thursday night, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Hey, everyone has had a past, but what happens if you have made mistakes and made good on that past, but it really still keeps on following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase your past records and restore your rights, maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? This does happen, so the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Offices are here to help you out. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at sacklegaldefense.com. You can always call them, too, and ask questions. Maybe you're not sure what kind of representation you need. Well, call 916-304-9187. He won't settle for less, and neither should you. He's been so effective, whether it's with these expungements we're talking about, sexual harassment cases, auto accident, criminal defense, wrongful termination, whatever the situation you're in, you feel you need help, Jonathan Gonzalez is here to help. And his case preparation and aggressive approach have resulted in life-changing results for thousands of clients, and you could be one too. Again, 916-304-9187 or go to sacklegaldefense.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Consolidated Communications.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. For your Wednesday, get ready for the rain and the wind. We will have periods of showers on and off again throughout the morning commute. For the afternoon, things get a little steadier and heavier. Winds are going to gust up to 30 to 40 miles per hour. High temperatures today in the 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
For your home internet, choose more speed and less frustration. Fidium Fiber Internet was built for reliability. It's perfect for streaming sports, watching TV, and working from home. Check out FidiumFiber.com for speeds up to 2 gigs.
Meanwhile at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary. Not guaranteed.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Well, it's the Ram Truck Month sales event, and I know that means discounts.
Right now, you can save up to $17,500 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. And we don't just have a few Rams. We have Northern California's biggest selection, with over 500 new Rams available.
It's a big city savings with the small town customer service.
Exactly. When you shop at Hoblet, you become part of the family. Plus, we don't just have big savings on Ram trucks. We have almost 200 vehicles at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter and over 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$17,500 total net savings after $10,500 factor rebates and $7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. $1,500 National Conquest dealer cash. Must currently own or lease a Ford, Chevy, or GMC brand vehicle. And $500 on-the-job upfit. Must show 500 plus eligible upfit. 5 of this net savings. Sample VIN 684-262. See dealer for details.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm cursing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
Yeah.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates, other insurers, not available in all states and situations.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Thursday night, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
You see the new Apple commercial running right now, and it starts out with it's like this. I don't know. It's not what it is, but it looks like one of them wacky foam finger waving guys.
Oh yeah.
And it starts out and goes, "I need your arms around me. I need to feel your touch." And then it goes into a beat, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly it. And I think it's purple too. That's the start of the song "Never There" by local band Cake.
Oh.
Right. It was a pretty big hit for them. And every time I see it, I wonder if they get royalties because they're using kind of a different song, or at least a really, really big remix of that tune. But I wonder if Cake gets royalties from Apple for that.
And how do royalties work, by the way? Because I remember like when Grant and Jerry did that Nike commercial, and I guess it was still running like somewhere and like years after, like on NBA TV or something like that. And like I remember Jerry's like, "Oh, I got a check for like $1.80."
I think it's in most cases it's perpetuity.
Yeah.
I've told you this before, but my brother-in-law was the French model for State Farm, the bonjour, and that commercial ran all the time for a while, and tons of money came in, right? But then then they run it like internationally, or I don't know why you'd run a State Farm commercial internationally.
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
somewhere, right?
You're running it somewhere, and anytime that thing, so like even today, that thing was that was before they got married. But he'll still, I don't know, maybe it was like 2 years ago. He's like, "Yeah, I got a check for 13 cents."
Right.
Whereas you have like anyone who was on Seinfeld. Well, Don Geronimo used to be. He had a couple of appearances on what was
King
it?
of Queens.
Thank you, King of Queens, and he'd still get.
But I mean, the 13 cents is what I'm at. Like, was he getting 13 cents per appearance?
I think
and then
so.
it was on so much that before it was.
I want to say like
$20,000.
it goes down.
I think you're right.
Each time it gets played.
I think you're right. I'll ask him tonight. And I also think
because I've seen people put on like on social media like they sent me a check for $0.00.
Yeah, right. Which is completely because they got like a half penny. I don't know. I want to do some of those.
Yeah.
We should get royalties on the replays of these shows.
King's Rewind.
Yes. All right, Jason, you asked and you shall receive. I've got a Tiger Woods injury timeline here. It's actually a little graphic somebody made. So in 2006, he injured a muscle in the shoulder blade. That was the first real, effective injury he had in his career.
Shoulders connected to the
leg mount. Yes. Yeah. Now in 94, he had a benign tumor removed. I didn't know that. In 2002, he had, I guess this would be his first one. He had a cyst removed in the fluid drain, but I don't remember him missing any time for that. I do remember the shoulder blade thing. The crash with his wife was November 27th. That was right around Thanksgiving, I think, 2009.
Okay.
So in 2008, he tore his Achilles tendon. He also, in 2008, he had a double stress fracture of the tibia, but I thought that was from the crash. I don't know if they have this screwed up or not.
No, that was like during the Open.
Okay, all right.
When he's like using his club as a crutch, kind of.
That's right. In 2007, I should go back. In 2007, he ruptured his ACL. In 2008, he had arthroscopic knee surgery and ACL repair. In 2008, he had a double stress fracture in his tibia. 2008, not a great year.
Yeah.
He also tore his Achilles tendon in 2008. In 2009, he re-injured his Achilles tendon. In 2010, he had an inflamed facet joint in the neck. In 2011, he sprained his MCL. In 2013, left elbow strain. 14, surgery on pinched nerve and back. 14, second microdiscectomy. Remember that one reporter said that wrong? Surgery on his back. 2015, follow-up on that. 2017, anterior lumbar inner body fusion surgery. Yeah. And then now this. And then
it's like the third thing with his Achilles.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's the same Achilles or not, to be honest with you. I don't know why I'd lie about that, but to be honest with you. So when I wrote down here, is this effectively it for Tiger Woods? Now, The weird thing with Tiger Woods is that anytime he would play in a tournament, no matter how jacked up he was, like basically weekend at Berniesing himself around the course, you'd be like, well, he's in the tournament. But he hasn't really effectively been competitive since he won the Masters.
Which I still think is one of the greatest feats in the history of sports.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I think every generation gets one of those. And I think so. My dad's generation, your dad's generation was Nicklaus at the 86 Masters at I think 46 years old. I think that was our Nicklaus at the Masters right there was Tiger. I actually think it's crazier, honestly, than Nicklaus winning that thing. But bless you, Chris. Tiger had been doing that indoor golf thing, which hadn't really captured my whatever, but still. But there was always hope of like, I'll tell you, the thing that Tiger has done recently that has captured me the most is that one, the Hero Challenge, I think, where he plays with his son.
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe it's not the Hero, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's a blast, especially watching Charlie grow up and how good this kid has become. And I think was it this year? I think they lost to the Singhs or something, Vijay Singh and his son. But anytime, like, is Tiger still the biggest draw in golf?
He is for me,
isn't he?
Yeah,
he is for me. And I don't know if that's like, is there a golf fan 10 years younger than us? It's like, no, it's Scotty or it's Brooks Koepka or Bryson DeChambeau. I think DeChambeau might be the closest, maybe lefty, but they're over in. It's so hard because they're over in Live Golf, where if you watch it, you watch it. I'm not trying to disrespect the product over there. It's just not as available. And I don't understand, by the way, they have enough stars in Live Golf. How the hell do you not have a better TV deal? How is that not on and a lot of it's because, they're teeing off at 4 a.m. in Saudi Arabia or whatever. Anyways. So Tiger Woods was LeBron James before LeBron James was LeBron James, in the sense of every few years, probably if you timed it out about every decade, you have an athlete that everyone goes, this is the next guy. And of course we remember LeBron, and of course we remember Tiger. I guess to an extent we remember Bryce Harper, 16 on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I know we remember, but we don't talk about like Freddie Adu and the hype that Freddie had. And there's a few others, I think obviously LeBron James has fulfilled, the hype. So is Tiger. And Tiger I believe he's the greatest golfer of all time. I believe that at his peak, if every golfer was playing at their peak that had ever played golf ever, I don't think they touched Tiger Woods. My opinion. We'll never know the answer, but that's my opinion. But is Tiger Woods simultaneously, and maybe the only, oh my God, he fulfilled his potential and then some. He is maybe the greatest of all time, and also one of the all-time what-ifs in sports?
I feel like there's less meat on that, but there's meat.
Okay.
Right? I mean,
think a lot of that has to do with Nicklaus, right?
As far as
he never reached his majors.
No, and he never reached his majors, and he never reached what's the other one? Sam Snead's. I think it was Sam Snead's overall.
Did he tie it?
I think
he's like right there.
He might.
It's right there.
We'll look it up. It's right. Yeah, he is right. He's right there.
But what could he have done without all the list you just said?
That's what I'm saying.
And the other issues that he's had.
Look, every golfer pretty much, to say if Tiger Woods was 100% healthy is not realistic. But if Tiger Woods, let's just say, had the average amount of injuries, of every PGA golfer that had ever played, would he be so far ahead of everybody else that he would be effectively uncatchable?
Well, the other part, too, that I think is a little bit under talked about for Tiger, as far as the Sam Snead one, and I don't remember, Dave, the exact number, but let's say there's 40 tournaments a year. Wouldn't Tiger play like 15?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he's in more events and some of the stuff, like, Tiger's playing in, Vermont.
Yes.
It's like, well, he might win that one, too. But he didn't play in everything either.
Sam Snead and Tiger Woods are tied at 82 wins apiece.
Gotcha. Now, that's PGA, right? That doesn't count senior, I don't think. Yeah, okay. And also, I found myself wondering, look, Tiger's a year away from qualifying for the senior tour. Would we see a whole, because it does seem he doesn't need the money.
Yeah, I don't think he would do that. Do you?
Well, that I normally wouldn't, Jason, but
Or would he play like in the senior majors?
That's what I'm saying. Like, the thing that gives me pause as to whether or not he would do that is, well, why the hell is he still playing at all and going through rehab and trying to cut? He's proven everything.
Yeah.
Is it just simply for Snead's record? I don't think so. So part of me goes, yeah, I could see Tiger grinding out. He's not going to play 40 tournaments a year or whatever, but kind of like, Bernard Longer plays damn near every single one. He's made a great career, and he was a Hall of Fame PGA player.
Yeah.
I don't know that he'd do that, but I could see I guess in my head, I was really hoping Tiger would roll into the senior tour. And for the first time, perhaps ever, you could have a conversation. Would the senior tour get better ratings than the PGA tour, especially with what the PGA is going through right now?
Yeah.
And I think there's a broader conversation as we'll take a break here that I'll ask you this question and we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about it. And then we have some other sad news to get to in sports. Where does Tiger Woods sit when it comes to the most influential athletes of all time? And I'm talking Jordan, Ali. Where does Tiger Woods? I know we're acting like he passed away or something, but effectively his, it's a huge career bump. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about that and then some sad news involving ex-Kings personnel as well, and a huge name in the world of sports business. We'll get to that next.
Thursday night, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
First thing, there are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Conditions terms apply for JD Power 2024 award information. Visit jdpower.com/awards.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. It's cold, and American Energy wants you to stay warm and make sure your system's operating safely. Here's the deal. A $49 tune-up inspection, which is regularly $119. That's a full safety and duct inspection. But guess what? If your system's over 10 years old, the tune-up is on them. That's right. It's free. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. And if you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Oh, by the way, breaking news. They're hiring right now. Here's the deal. They'll train you, full benefits, generous incentive-based pay. Just call today for more details at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Not only great deals from American Energy, but possibly a new career for you. Check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today
today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Roll back. Here it comes.
Oh, my goodness. In your life have you seen anything like that?
The iconic Tiger Woods chip at 16 at Augusta.
There might be better golf shots, but that's the one I think of.
I would say the greatest golf shot I've ever seen in my life on the pro by a pro was John Rahm at the par 3 tournament, skidding it off the water and into the hole. But that was a practice round, and this was under pressure with Chris DeMarco.
Yep.
And you're at the mecca of golf.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just it's why a lot of us got a little choked up a couple years ago when Tiger was shaking hands with Vern Lundquist in Vern's final call, because it's not just, to me and to you, the greatest golf shot ever, considering the circumstance. It's also probably my favorite play-by-play call in any sport, because the absolute discipline Vern Lundquist had to have from a tower to stay out of it. He updated it as it was coming down. Oh, my goodness. But then for him to have the discipline to pause, the ball falls, he reacts, and then the iconic "in your life," and then to let it breathe. And oh, by the way, I can't remember, honestly, probably should find this out to give him credit. I don't know if it was Ben Crenshaw or whoever was on color, whoever was with Vern, but also for everyone else to shut up and let the moment breathe. Anybody who wants to see the definition of a perfect call in sports, that was it. So when you look at icons and you look at influences, and we've had a lot of texts at 916-339-1140, a lot of people in the chat as well. I'd say Tiger was the most influential athlete in my life. 35-year-old demo, Tiger's first Masters win. It's a lot of stuff about that. The first name that comes to mind is Michael Jordan, and when it comes to influence, because of what he did. But Tiger Woods was not, I don't think if Jordan is a 10 out of 10 with marketing and sales, Tiger's an 8 or 9. But I also think when it comes to influence, whereas you had Muhammad Ali and the war going on, you had Michael Jordan, and not only was he phenomenal, but the way the whole market changed. But Tiger made it cool to play golf. And the effect he had on black and inner city golfers and golf programs is still to this day reverberating.
I think it's black and white, but really
you're
black
absolutely
right?
absolutely right. But the door was so closed,
yes, for sure.
You're at a time where you're just getting out of all the caddies at Augusta having to be black.
Yes,
there was a lot of institutional racism in golf that was later than any other major sport.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Those three are all icons, and I think they're all slices a little bit different. Like Muhammad Ali's more societal,
yes,
but phenomenal.
Well, and Muhammad Ali also, if we're talking race, Muhammad Ali also was speaking out at a time where people like him weren't allowed to speak out,
yeah,
and he just
threatened,
and he did not care.
Yeah, and then Jordan absolutely elevated basketball, but it's the marketing. Like he changed 100%. That for every other athlete.
Absolutely.
And then Tiger just lifted an entire sport. So they've all done it in a little bit of a different way, but obviously excelling and being icons of the titans of their sport, but grabbing a little bit of a different part of society in amazing ways.
I wonder if you could probably say that Tiger Woods made more money for his sport than any athlete directly tied to their sport. And I think Jordan's in that conversation too, obviously, but it's funny when you look at like the all-time, and obviously inflation and every sport makes more money now, but when you look at like the all-time money leaders and you look at the fact that like whoever won the tournament last year or whoever won last weekend's tournament made damn near what Jack Nicklaus made in his career type of stuff, like it's, and the thing about golf that's really interesting is that in basketball, in football, in baseball, we have seen athletes develop and change through the years, and just the human race has become more athletic, faster, stronger, jumps higher, that whole thing as we evolve. You just look at Olympic records. We've just become better athletes. But where golf is a little bit different is, hey, take the rims, the backboards, the courts, and the balls, the baseballs, the gloves, the bats to an extent, and the fields in baseball. Take the modern day helmets, footballs, fields. They're relatively, the dimensions are the same. They're relatively the same. The equipment in golf, not only do you have these athletes now that, you have guys like Tiger, and you have so many others on the, you have dudes on the course, and a lot of them are jacked. Like they're athletes, that play golf. But it's also, they're also swinging around. I saw a picture yesterday because you have the big tournament this weekend at Sawgrass, and every champion has left a club through the years, right? And looking at Nicklaus's driver compared to Scheffler's driver, and like Nicklaus's driver now looks like a freaking 6-wood, and it literally was wood,
right?
It was wood.
Cinnamon, probably, right?
Yes. Yeah. And you got Scheffler out there with an Abrams tank with a stick connected to it. Right. So it makes you wonder, well, would Jack Nicklaus fare well on today's tour? God, that's the one sports conversation where I go, dude, I don't know, man. If you gave Nicklaus this equipment and put him in this era or any other golfer, yeah, they're better athletes today, but I think Nicklaus is winning some tournaments. So interesting.
Yeah.
What do we got here? 52. All right. Junior Bridgman, who we call him an ex-King. He technically was an ex-King. He came over in the Derek Smith trade from the Clippers. This is way, late 80s. Derek Smith actually torched the Kings. The late Derek Smith, by the way, I should say, torched the Kings in their franchise opener, Arco Arena. And then a couple years later was brought over in a trade. Obviously didn't work out. Junior Bridgman was part of that deal. I think Junior retired, if I remember correctly, before he played for Sacramento. And then Junior Bridgman was also a part of the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar trade from the Bucks. He's a guy that came from a pretty poor background, a very nondescript background. He was the president of the NBA Players Association. I should say yesterday he was at an event in Louisville where he's from, and he clutched his chest, said he thought he was having a heart attack, collapsed. They were not able to save him. He passed away. The NBA world is mourning the loss of him. But what I think is so interesting, he was also a part of the original, or should I say the Ron Adive era ownership group with the Sacramento Kings, sold those shares a few years back. But then what he did, he never made more than $300,000 in his career per year. But what he did is he started buying up, I think it was either Burger King's or Wendy's or both.
I think it was Burger King.
Okay.
I remember Burger King.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to say he maybe went from Burger King's to Wendy's, because I know Wendy's was involved, and you're 100% right about Burger King. He ended up buying Ebony and Jet magazine. Like, he became an entrepreneur of entrepreneurs. And part of what he did as well is he created a lot of jobs and lifted up a lot of people. I know Chris, and I'm not trying to get in that conversation. We'll always say there's no such thing as a good billionaire. I think Junior Bridgman's about as close as you could get. I think his net worth when he passes $1.4 billion, and I would be 100% shocked if the large bulk of that did not go to charity. But you're talking about a guy who lifted himself up, was incredibly smart, mentored a ton of ex-athletes on what to do with your money while you're playing, post-career. And, we always like to glorify, for some reason in the media, the legend of the broke athlete that buys the cars and the houses and 20 years later is bankrupt. But I don't think we do enough to glorify the athlete like Junior Bridgman that lifted so many people up with him and did so much for the community. So he will, 71 years old, he will be missed. He left an indelible mark on not just the NBA and sports, but society as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's get into some Kings here real quick. We'll look ahead. Obviously, rest is fantastic. That's great. But you got the Warriors on tap as well. Let's look at the rest of this week and where the Kings stand next.
Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Loud budgeting is in. Finding more affordable ways to do the things you love is one of the growing trends on social media, and Metro by T-Mobile can help. Whether you're planning to invest your tax return, save it, spend it, or a combination of the three, you can improve your financial situation in 2025 with tips from finance expert Carlos Garcia.
Create a budget for 2025 using the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your money goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and investments. Automate your monthly bills and your monthly savings. Split your bills for maximum savings with a family phone plan. Metro is offering new customers 4 free Samsung Galaxy A15 phones and 4 lines for $100 with no ID required. That brings your phone bill down to $25 per person each month.
With Metro, customers enjoy perks like $5 movie tickets, 15% off Hilton stays worldwide, a free subscription to MLB TV, and Scam Shield protection, all powered by the nation's largest 5G network. Please visit metrobyti-mobile.com. Sponsored by Metro by T-Mobile.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our U.S.-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx users are compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, it's Ram Truck Month. The sales event's going on right now, and I know that means heavy discounts.
It's not just a discount. It's big discounts on hard hard-to-find Ram heavy duties. Right now, save up to $16,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2024 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. When you need a hard-to-find truck, Hoblet has it, with over 500 new Rams available.
Just one of the many reasons Hoblet always ranks as one of the biggest and best Ram dealers in all of America.
And we are proud of that. But we don't just sell Rams. You have to check out the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles available and 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,000 total net savings after 7129 factor rebates and 8871 dealer discounts. Rebates include 500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders and 6629 West BC standalone 10% below MSRP. 5 vehicles at this net savings. Sample VIN 316786. Not everyone will qualify for all rebates. See dealer for details.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Hour 2. Hey, Razor Rudy in the chat. I'll say this. Josh Emmett, local boy. Fighting April 5th. Love Josh. Good guy. Powerful right hand. So, I had get into the Kings here in a second. I've been messing with something that in my head existentially. I have one of them philosophical conversations in my head because I guess there's, my wife works at a school, as do our friends, and
set the screen.
Got 2 kids in school, and the big thing right now with teachers, or one of the big things is, well, there's a few big things, but is they have to look for AI in kids' work.
Oh yeah.
And there's this big thing where it's like, do you accuse a kid of cheating where you really don't have? It used to be you could copy paste something in Google and be like, oh, that's plagiarism. But it's a lot different when it's like, back when we were kids. Imagine, like, I have to write this essay, like, what did Crispus Attucks ultimately in that incident mean to the overall war in general? But you can put that into Grok or Chat GPT and get a nice answer, and then you can kind of put it in your own words.
Our AI was encyclopedia.
That's exactly right. Exactly.
Like, I think that's plagiarized.
Or like, do you remember here we go being old. Do you remember the disc that was called Encarta? It was for Microsoft computers. Well, it was Microsoft. It was an encyclopedia on CD-ROM that you'd use. And I was talking with a buddy who smokes a ton of weed. That's important because he's the guy that's like, man, I mean, if we did go to the moon, here's the thing. And I love having these conversations with him. And he goes, are kids using AI? Is that today's version of you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket when you grow up? Like, do we really discourage kids from, should we be discouraging kids from using AI, or should teachers be augmenting and helping kids know how to? Should we be teaching classes on using AI? And I went, well, you at some point want the kids to learn this stuff.
Sure.
And he goes, why? I go, what do you mean why? He goes, your computer doesn't know anything. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, do you think your computer knows? Well, I'll give you an example. Do you think your computer knows what Tiger Woods shot in the Milwaukee Open 1997? He goes, no. The internet knows, and your computer is a connector to the internet to find that information, but your computer does not have this knowledge. What if we treated kids the same way? That are we going to a point where nobody's really going to know anything about the information, but they're going to know how to access the information, which means they're technically going to be the smartest, most connected people in the history of the world. And that's how we should be teaching these kids. Is it's not about you knowing this stuff necessarily, although there's some specialized things like medicine and all that, but do you move towards the point where these kids are effectively cybernetic in a sense, and you're just teaching them how to access the information so they can instantly download it like Neo in the Matrix? I'm like, I don't know.
It's actually, I mean, it's a big theory question, right? Like,
yeah.
If you have access to all the scenarios, then great. But sometimes there's some real life things that you just wonder. But I guess in theory, you could plug that in somewhere like, hey, I'm stranded. I have this, and this.
Right.
What's my way out?
What in effect, if you are augmented through cybernetics and you don't have access to the internet, you're in effect a log.
Yeah.
Like when I asked my daughter, hey, we have 3 bathrooms and 12 rolls of toilet paper. I need you to put them equally in each bathroom.
Right.
And she doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about. And she just got accepted to a major university. But at the same time, I guess technically we're going to live in an era where, she's going to have a little earpiece and be able to mentally go, okay, well, how many is this? And get the information and be there.
How many phone numbers do you guys remember?
I remember a lot of random phone numbers. Things. Like I remember my dad's McGeorge office number for some stupid reason. I don't know Jason's number.
Because that's the thing of like, as a kid.
Which is very easy to remember, by the way. I do know that.
Yeah, but we both know, you and I both know, like you dialed him the other day on the air, Sean Cunningham's. Like
Sean Cunningham's number?
I don't know why.
I know Scott Marsh's number. I don't know why.
But as a kid, I remembered like a bunch of phone numbers. And now I've got like 4 saved and 2 of them don't work.
It's true. Yeah. What sticks in that memory of yours? So I don't know. Anyways.
And then I think it was like, is that bad? Like, shouldn't we be remembering more? Or is it maybe we're using our brain on other things that we don't have to worry about remembering anymore?
Well, the whole thing about like you only use 20% of your brain, whatever the number is, right? Well, maybe what they meant by that is, yeah, we are only using 20% of our brain. And through human technological evolution, pretty soon that percentage is going to grow, and it is already growing because we're going to be augmented and connected to the world where we can just download crap into our head.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like here. I went and picked my daughter up in my wife's car from school, which is about a 22-minute drive away. And my wife's car has that full self-driving, right? It's the first time I've ever used it. I went from her school in Rockland to my house in Roseville. I didn't touch a thing. It's the first time I've actually done that. It switched lanes. It stopped at stoplights. It turned right. It got in the left lane. It turned left. It took me from my pulling out of my daughter's school, and 22 minutes later it didn't pull into my driveway. It pulled right in front of my driveway. And I told my daughter, who was in the car with me, I said, look, just so you know, this is going to be you. Like 100% this is going to be you before you're done.
If her room is clean.
And 100% her kids. You're going to get in the car and say, work. And then it's going to go beep, boop, boop. Okay, good morning, Mr. Ross, on your way to work. Or for you, it'd probably be a good morning, super awesome, good-looking stud, because that's how you'd program the computer. And then you're going to throw Sports Center on. Or you're going to be typing up the radio show, or whatever's going to happen. It's just going to take you there. That's going to be the norm.
Shouldn't we just have all these things doing the work for us, and then we could just live happy lives?
I think that's kind of where it's going. But then you have the question of, well, who's going to run all that?
But then are we okay? I'm going to speak for myself here.
Yeah.
Like you did it, so you had the car. Like I feel like I would now be like our past generation. Like I know how to drive a car. I'm driving a car
100%, and I wasn't comfortable with it.
And then it'll transition like past us, like to your point, your kids and
my kids are going to be the buffer, and then their kids are going to be the first generation. I think that are like driving.
That's all they know. Like,
have you seen that video of the car going into the other lane and the Tesla turns, and when the guy got back in its lane, it just crashed into the guy?
No, but I know there's been some screw ups.
Yeah.
But eventually,
but we also screw up, by the way.
We absolutely
like to be naive and go, I wouldn't. How do you know?
There's very little doubt in any study you look at that eventually, when the full service driving is broad and the technology has improved even more, that there's never going to be a time when driving in those vehicles is not safer than human error. It's just the computer's going to make less. You still need to pay attention, but humans make far more errors. The computer ones just stand out more. it's a strange environment we live in when we are right in the middle right now of the biggest human evolution in human history. Like, we're going through it right this second because of technology. Now, what does that mean for the Kings on Thursday? I don't know, but I do know they're resting.
Yes.
And they need that.
Yes.
A lot. And they're facing a different Warriors team than they did the first two times they beat them. We saw that last time. And now all I'm seeing right now are these videos. We were talking about bringing Jimmy Butler to this team. And my opinion, I think you shared it, I could be wrong, was this is not the team to bring Jimmy Butler to. That's a team to put Jimmy Butler on. When you have established alphas like Steph Curry and Draymond Green and Steve Kerr and a culture, all I'm hearing now, I saw a video with Jimmy Butler asking Buddy Hield to spell connector.
Right.
Jimmy has come in and fit in seamlessly and elevated that team.
And I was wrong on that. Like, I knew the premise of what peak Jimmy Butler is, or the best version of Jimmy Butler, I think would help every team. But I just didn't like what was happening with him in Miami. Even he only wanted to go to Phoenix, seemingly. Like, there was an early report, like, he's not going to Golden State.
Right.
And then he lands at Golden State, signs the extension. I'm like, wait, everything's good? We're good?
Yes.
And then I think for me, not being there, obviously, where it switched was at the All-Star break when Draymond basically on the stage said, look, he is the kind of player that has given us the belief now that we can win every game. And he would know that. Like, Draymond's been in that group where it was like, we're going to win every night. They didn't, but they felt they could. And there's so much value to that. And then when he said, we believe we're going to win the championship, then he backs out of it. He goes, no, I've said that wrong. We are going to win the championship. I'm like, okay, Draymond, I think you're crazy. Well, they believe it. That's a huge, like, right now, I think all of us would say, and I hope the Kings wouldn't say, I don't think the Kings are winning the championship.
That is correct.
I don't think they think that. I mean, deep down, they should think that, but do they really think they can win the championship?
No.
The Warriors do. And even when they were saying, like, that's cute, but you're not. You can't. I don't think you're good enough. Well, now all of a sudden they keep winning. I don't know why they wouldn't think they can. I don't know that they will.
I don't, yeah.
But I think that's a huge step. And so all that, being said, you could still beat them on Thursday. But
sure.
I just, that where their confidence is and they're getting the results to back it up and support it takes them a long way.
He was traded, Jimmy Butler, to your point, February 7th. His first game was at Chicago for the Warriors. The Warriors were 25-26 when they traded for Jimmy Butler. They're currently 37-28. They're on a 12-2 run since they acquired Jimmy.
And I think they've either won 10 in a row with, like, the one of the games they lost in Philly, he didn't play.
Right.
I don't know if the other game he played, the other game that they lost, did he play?
They lost at Philly. They lost at Dallas. And we'll continue that conversation.
I think he did play in that game. But
we'll take a break. This is a quick 30-second break, everybody. When we come back, 3 for Madness. Tougher matchup for the Kings, the Warriors, or blank. We'll talk about the Cavs as well a couple of times and so much more. They did a thing yesterday. We'll get to all that next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh, my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about my friends at the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. The new garage doors are in, and it's been a couple weeks now. They look amazing. Just yesterday, went to the keypad, boop, boop, beep. Enter the garage, smooth roll-up doors, very quiet.
Beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, it was beep, boop, beep.
Oh, sorry.
Boop.
Sorry.
There was one more boop.
My bad.
See, I just gave away my code. Sorry. You guys can crack the code and get in the garage door. Get in the garage if you'd like. But I just love how little conveniences, like little things. So this is one I told you before. We had old antiquated doors that worked. They were fine. We had garage doors, but you had to unlock. I had actually a little lock that I put on the garage door. Had to unlock it, take it off, and then lift open the door. So they kind of pulled out. And so now we have our garbage cans in front of the garage door, and they're not. You don't have to move them away. You don't have to get that out of the way on one of the sides. It's just awesome. So convenience for us, but however you function at your home, whatever works best for you, but the curb appeal looks better. They just look great. Windows at the top. It's a clean look and updated, more modernized for our house. And you could do the very same for yourself, for your business, fixes to your garage door, whatever you might have as an issue. It's the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. They've been so effective in our community for 70 plus years, and they can help you out as well. Go check out their showroom, see and meet the great people there. Overhead Door Company, overheaddoorofsacramento.com to find out on their website all the things they offer. Call them, though, at 916-421-3747, the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
I want to remind you, UC Davis basketball coach Jim West on the morning of their round 1 matchup for the Big West Championship versus Cal Poly. God, I hate those guys. All smart and nerdy. They know a lot about this AI crap.
Yeah.
Maybe
they have AI players.
That's what I wonder. Like, should I shoot this free throw? Like one of them.
Number suggests no.
Jim West will join us at 8 a.m. We want him to get a little bit of extra sleep. Also, Kate Christensen.
Kate. Okay.
Kate. That's how we're pronouncing it now. She joins us at 9 a.m. In the meantime, it is 3 for Madness. It is Christopher Laud. It is question 1.
Who is now a tougher matchup for the Kings? The Warriors or the Knicks?
I was thinking about this because they're 2 in a row. And here's where I start, Jason. Is there a tougher matchup in the NBA than the Knicks for the Kings? But I also think the Warriors are an incredibly tough matchup. I ain't buying the whole first 2 games Warriors thing. This is a different Warriors team now. Jonathan Kuminga is now going to be back. His first game back will be Thursday. I still think the Knicks are a tougher matchup, and I would venture to say that there's some teams out there like the Cavs are a horrible matchup. To a lesser extent, I think even like the Pistons are a tough matchup, those big physical teams. The Warriors are a tough matchup for a different reason. I just don't think as much as the Knicks.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think just collectively the two-way players that the Knicks have, the size, the people they can put on the Kings' best offensive players, I think is just better than the Warriors. They're different teams, but I just think that it's the wrong set if the Kings had to pay the Knicks in multiple games. Like the example we gave yesterday, if the Kings played the Knicks 10 times, I think we said 9 wins.
Yeah.
I think the Kings would beat the Warriors a couple times.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think the over-under would be like 2.5 wins for the Kings.
Yeah, I think they might beat them more. Yeah.
By the way, I want to acknowledge the chat. I'm wearing a black golf vest with a golf shirt underneath and a black hat. And somebody I can't remember earlier said I look like I'm getting ready to call balls and strikes. And I just want to say that landed. That landed with me. It really.
Don't you have gray pants too?
I do have gray pants.
Yeah,
I did not realize
and, like dark shoes.
I have gray shoes.
Chris is like, you do look like a
star. Like that landed, and also the way I'm sitting right now. Sorry if you're not watching. Like I have a pack. This is from our guy Phil Oates' golf tournament, right?
Can you scoot back just a bit?
Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right, he winds. The 1-2 pitch. Oh, from Chris. There we go. The pitch. Oh, I was waiting for you to swing. Oh, I
looked at it. I didn't like that pitch.
Chris, swing or pitch. Right. You're gone. Did you just hit me in the head?
Yeah.
With a bat?
Yeah.
That landed, dude. I straight up look like an umpire.
It's one of those things where I'm happy and upset at the same time that I
didn't think about it. No, and this patch, it's right where like the National League.
Yes.
That landed, dude. That landed. That's an 8 count. I had to take a knee. Question 2, please.
Question 2.
The Cavs have won 15 straight for the second time this season. Is Kenny Atkinson winning Coach of the Year the biggest rap of all the awards?
Before I answer that question, I just want to get back in the chat here real quick because I looked for that comment. And then Dat Ninja, who's been in here before, said the following. 1140 Media is trying to share hope. The Kings are cooked. Sorry. Now, I'm not here to say yay or nay on that, but what? Where are you getting that?
Well, we did have them beating the Knicks 1 out of 10 and the Warriors, what?
Is that sharing hope? Now, we're not saying this. We didn't say the season was over and they're cooked for sure, but I would love you to expand on that. What? Where was and it's not upsetting so much as like I get fascinated sometimes at like how what time is it? 7:19.
What are they hearing?
My wife does this where I'll say something like, I liked the chicken. And she'll hear it as like I'm saying it, but it's snarky, and I really don't like the chicken.
So
and
you don't ever want chicken again.
Right. And I'm like, how did you process that from what I said? I would just like Dat Ninja, if that's your real name, to expand on the hopium we're sharing. The Cavs don't need any hope, though. They have won 15 straight, as Chris said. It's the second time this season. That's 30 games they've won in 2 streaks. And, yeah, it is a wrap. This is Kenny Atkinson's first year with the Cavs. He's done quite well. I don't know if there's another award. I'm trying to think. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Who the hell is the Rookie of the Year? Is it Richeshay?
I don't know.
I haven't even looked at that. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever. The point being, like, I think that's the one. You can just Kenny Atkinson's winning the coach. You can just give it to him right now. They should actually have a presentation tonight and give it to him.
Yeah, other guys have done great jobs.
Sure.
But first year, elevate them to a status that they've never been. Yeah. Like, I love the thing now with their 15-game win streak.
Yeah.
That's the same win total as the Utah Jazz. Their win streak is the Jazz season of wins.
That's right.
And it's 2 more wins than the Wizards. Their win streak.
The streak.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, dude. And by the way, those 2 streaks combined, 30 wins.
Would be in the play-in,
You
right?
would be the 8th seed.
Yeah.
You would be the Orlando Magic. Your 2 streaks alone, the 2 15-game streaks, are as many or more wins than 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 teams have total.
Wow.
3 less than the Kings.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Question 3.
Question 3.
Speaking of the Cavs, just for fun, who would you have in a 7-game series versus OKC?
Ooh, that's a great question, Chris. Right now, by the way, Cleveland's 2 games ahead of OKC for the best record in the league, incidentally. I hope I didn't get my Bills-Lions Super Bowl. I hope that's our NBA Finals.
Do you?
I really, really, really do. You're questioning it. Why? Because no star power or less star power or
I
drama.
just wonder how, we can't get the Warriors and Lakers in the finals? Is that
together?
Not possible?
The NBA might actually redo their laws where after they completely screw OKC out of a series at some point, where they actually make it so the Warriors can, in fact, play the Lakers in the final.
If it is Cavs and OKC, these shows that we have on here in the morning,
they're going to be talking Cowboys.
Or let's say when the Lakers went out, the OKC limited them in the finals, conference finals. It's like, how can the Lakers get better? It's like, no. The Thunder and the Cavs.
Who on the Thunder or Cavs could the Lakers acquire?
Yes.
And let's be fair. We do this all the time. I want to be fair. Right now, our 2 shows are on, 2 ESPN shows on the TV. The one on the left, should the Niners pay Brock Purdy this offseason? The one on the right, which weirdly has this Ryan Clark in both, but different, would be surprised if Shedeur Sanders goes number 3.
Okay.
So, no Lakers, no Cowboys.
For the moment.
For the moment.
I think it was on earlier.
I would love this. I would love this for a number of reasons. First off, it's the 2 best regular season teams, and it's not close. Secondly, what a collision course that would be. Thirdly, they're both small markets. Fourthly, they both effectively rebuilt, especially Oklahoma City. I love Oklahoma City's model, and to date, the one big argument against it is, they've done well, but have they won a championship? Right. Well, I would love Sam Presti to win a title.
And is fifthly partly because it feels like this could be us?
Yes.
We're not those teams.
You're 100%
But we're
correct.
not the Lakers. We're not those teams. And so, like the Celtics or whatever, whereas, like, you kind of want this to be the Kings one day.
You're 100% correct. There's that little bit of hopium in there for Kings fans. As far as who I would take, I know I'd be probably rooting for Oklahoma City. God, though, man.
I really don't know.
I don't either. That's a tough
There's some elements of each team that I like. Oh, man, how do the Cavs answer for this? Oh, wait, how did the Thunder answer for the size of? I don't know. I think it'd be really good.
I think gun to head, I'd probably take the Cavs just because of their size down low. I understand that Chet is playing, but I don't know. I'm saying I could be talked out of that so easily.
Yeah. I don't think I have a firm pick. Probably.
That'd be fun to break down, though.
Would be.
It would be really fun to break down. Did they split their?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course they did. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, standings. Watch. Kings got a good result last night, and also let's take a look at a weird anomaly going on in the NBA playoffs, at least the play-in as well. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. For your Wednesday, get ready for the rain and the wind. We will have periods of showers on and off again throughout the morning commute. For the afternoon, things get a little steadier and heavier. Winds are going to gust up to 30 to 40 miles per hour. High temperatures today in the 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do! Yeah! Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary, not guaranteed.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health, and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers, too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at folsomlakehonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On the text line, this caught my eye.
Okay,
I think when you were talking about your garage door from our friends at Overhead.
Yeah,
this guy says, Jason, why do you keep your garbage cans in front of the garage? It's not good luck.
Is that a thing?
I didn't know that was a thing, but I know that that's like a weekly thing at our house because we have 3 recycle cans and 2 garbage cans. It's a little
3 recycle.
It's a little known fact that at least in Sacramento County, you can have unlimited recycle cans for no charge.
Okay, but do you need that many?
Yes, because of all our Amazon boxes and everything.
Okay.
And
is that every other week?
Every other week is recycling. Right?
You don't have green waste?
We do have green waste. Yeah.
And do you have to do the like food in there now? What's that called? Banana
food
peels.
Waste.
Food waste. Thank you, Chris.
Wait, you're supposed to put your
ours. We got to know, besides like leaves and grass clippings and twigs, whatever branches, stuff that falls down. Like eggshells, coffee grinds.
You're not supposed to put that in garbage?
No,
it's in food. At least.
Wow, I've never gotten that. Oh, wow.
Like we even got notes like you can be fined.
It's like you get a year.
Yeah.
Huh.
We're county though, and I don't know if that's different. It should.
So are we. We're not city.
Okay.
We're not city.
And I'm city.
Huh.
So
you got it, Chris, too?
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, we literally got a note even like almost like the threat, and I don't.
What they do, like look in your garbage and see.
I don't think that, but I think when they dump it in,
I don't know.
I think they've got
like if you put a banana peel in the garbage, like how are they going to know that?
That's what I'm saying.
Especially if it's in a bag. But I mean, anyway, we put them in the.
So you're supposed to put your food waste in the green waste.
Yeah. Well, the only part about that I don't like is like if it's empty, and you're putting like something like. Well, I don't eat shrimp, but my wife does, like shrimp peels. And you're like, that stinks.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But like if it's on all the grass clippings and sometimes the grass green waste is empty. So anyway, but is that bad luck to have it in front of your garage door?
I didn't. Well, that's the thing. In order for us to take our 2 garbage cans, 3 recycle cans, and a green waste can, we have to like take them through the fence, and then so a lot of times like because that's my son's chore, and we just have them in front of the. We have them in front of the garage where we park the cars, just because it's also a lot easier to take the garbage out.
Yeah, so you also have a garage you can't utilize.
Yeah,
you can't park a car.
Our garage doors are permanently closed.
Okay,
it's team carport wins again,
and everything's a little different. Like we're like our garage is detached.
Oh, it's just it can't engage emotionally.
Yes.
That wasn't that funny, but
that was
but
good.
I got Chris.
That was really good.
The concern in your voice is what made it.
And for the years, I just don't know why I can't convince it to be.
Yeah, have you thought about maybe some overhead?
Yes, exactly.
See if they offer that.
No, but ours is
okay.
Detached.
Because I'm the same way. I just wanted you to know I am also team can in front of the garage.
So we have the 2 doors. So one door could. Anyway,
gotcha.
But I'm curious, Texter, about the luck part of this.
Yeah,
I will change it if there's anything with luck.
Right,
because every fan does.
Every fan does.
Every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
Is this why the Kings have been kind of? What if we found out during the Beam team you didn't have your cans in front of the garage doors?
Well, I know that's not the case for me because they've been there since we moved into that place a decade ago. But let me tell you, let's just get this done right now. I would store the garbage cans in my bedroom if it meant that we were going to make noise in the playoffs. Full stop.
Define noise.
Just
we're in the playoffs.
Dat Ninja has responded. We'll not do this all day, but I did ask. We know the Kings defense is poor point guard play. Kings have a daunting schedule, and the Kings are close to missing the play-in tournament. I get it, 1140 has a job to do, but keep it 100. My thing is this, dude, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with anything you said. What I'm trying to find out is what is it that we're saying that's not in line with what you just said? What is it? Other shows? I can't speak for them. I'm talking about you're texting during this show, and I don't think anybody would I don't think anyone in their right mind would accuse this particular show, myself especially, of providing false hope for Kings fans. I've just gotten done with a 3-week ass kicking on Reddit for being too negative. Like I don't know what you're saying. I do know that the Clippers lost yesterday, and that was
here we go.
Right?
Actually, that was a nice loss. Didn't expect that.
I didn't expect it at all. Hey, you know what, Jason? Every year, good teams lose to bad teams lose to good teams. It happens.
Good point.
The Clippers lost to the Pelicans, and Zion Williamson's triple-double, I believe the second of his career,
nice.
22, 10, and 12 for Zion. That game was in New Orleans, 127-120. Now, remember, the Clippers have the tiebreaker over the Kings, so you got to add a game. But that brings the deficit to 1.5 without, 2.5 with the tiebreaker for Sacramento, who remains a game ahead of the Dallas Mavericks. And 3 behind the Timberwolves, 3.5 behind the Warriors, who the Kings play tomorrow.
There you go. False hope.
What caught my eye, that actually should be a bit. What caught my eye as I was writing this up this morning is, I don't know, Jason, if you've taken much of a look at the Eastern Conference play-in.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the Sacramento Kings are currently the 9 seed. They are 33-31. Miami Heat are currently the 9 seed in the East. They're 29-35. And as of right now, the Chicago Bulls are all but a lock to be not just in the play-in, but most likely the 10 seed in the East. They're 27-38. They're 9 games, and I understand the whole historical, the West is better than the East thing. Here's the thing. A, the defending champions are in the East. B, best record in the league is in the East. But it's just so damn top-heavy.
Yeah.
Where you've got the Cavs, the Celtics. I'll throw the Knicks and the Bucks in there, but they're a little bit down the chain there. And then the West is just, like, the Phoenix Suns are 30-35, dude. They would be a half game ahead of the Magic for the 8 seed.
Yeah, Portland would be in, too. Portland would be in ahead of the Bulls, and then San Antonio would be tied by virtual percentage points. They'd be behind, but they'd be right there.
Yeah, they'd be right behind the Bulls.
Yeah. And if you're the Bulls, it's like, I mean, you're trying to get in, I guess, but, like, what kind of year is that?
I'll say it again. This isn't the time. I get it. And this is an old argument. Get rid of the conferences. I mean, keep the conferences for scheduling, fine. But as far as playoffs go, give me 1 to 16, regardless of conference. And for those who are saying, like, for example, but hold on a second, the West plays the West. You know, it would favor the West. But here's the other thing. The West plays the West has better records, and they play a tougher schedule than the East. They only play the East twice. They have to play the West in almost every case 4 times. The East plays their own crap conference 4 times, plays the West only 2 times. So not only does the East have this collectively worse record, especially near the bottom of the play-in, than the West, but they're doing it with an easier schedule. So why are we putting 27-38 Chicago in over 28-38 Portland or 30-35 Phoenix, both of which, A, are better teams, B, played a tougher schedule because Chicago's in the Midwest? What are we doing? I say screw it, man. You can do it on ESPN. It's super simple. You go and you click league when you get to standings. Here we go, Jason. The number 1 Cleveland Cavaliers, screw the play-in just for easy math. If the playoffs were to start today, okay, is it the Kings? The Mavericks. Okay, so you would have the Cavs facing the Mavericks in the first round. Ooh, that's a ton of travel. Not really. They're pretty close together. The Thunder would take on the Kings. This one would suck. The Celtics Clippers. That's a little, but you know what? They do it for the finals. Right. Whatever. Celtics Clippers, Nuggets Timberwolves, Knicks Pitt. Oh my God, that would be a great fun series. There would be blood.
It'd be
like Daniel Day-Lewis. There would be blood. Pacers Lakers. That would actually be a pretty fun series. Bucks Grizzlies, Rockets Warriors.
Yeah.
Is anybody batting an eye at those being your first round? What a great first round. What a great first round. And in the meantime, who misses? The Hawks, the Suns, the Magic, the Heat, the Blazers. The Bulls are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the playoffs. And they're in the play-in right now.
Well, they're all part of the lottery then.
Yes. And then there's your lottery. Bing, bang, boom. There's your lottery. What? I'm not asking you to argue against me, Jason. I guess I would say before we go to break, what is the most logical or biggest argument either of you can come up with against this? And sub question, do you believe that? I'm just asking you, even if you don't believe it, what's the best?
I think the best argument would be somewhere along the line, some travel series, the Clippers Celtics one, and then just how do you set up the regular season schedule? But that's it.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is the schedule.
Yeah,
the schedule because of travel.
Because it's uneven
in the regular season. But I think you could change that.
And even that, who cares?
Who cares? And by the way, when it comes to travel, last year's champion and one of the most competitive teams of the last 10 years, we're talking about the Celtics and the Miami Heat, regularly are two of the top 3 traveling teams. It's usually the Celtics, it's the Blazers, it's the Heat.
That's usually the Sonics. Wait.
Oh, wow, dude. What a dingle. Those are the travelingest teams in the NBA. Well, it doesn't seem to be hurting them much. Just saying. We'll take a break. When we return, let's talk about football. That was my jingle. Joey Bosa does not sign with the Niners, but another defensive player for the Niners signs somewhere else. But then the Niners sign somebody on offense, and then somebody who plays on offense but not very well, he signs somewhere in the Midwest, speaking of Cleveland, except it's not Cleveland. Who am I talking about? I don't know. Better hold through the break. We'll be right back after this.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a 2-hand flush. Makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Buying a home used to feel like a complete headache. Listings here, pre-approval there, financing somewhere else. Now, Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com. A single seamless homeownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things homeownership. Rocket. Own the dream.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer & Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Ginger.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Save Mart and McKee Brothers Plumbing and Rooter Incorporated. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblett of Hoblett Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Well, it's the Ram Truck Month sales event, and I know that means discounts.
Right now, you can save up to $17,500 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. And we don't just have a few Rams. We have Northern California's biggest selection, with over 500 new Rams available.
It's a big city savings with this small-town customer service.
Exactly. When you shop at Hoblet, you become part of the family. Plus, we don't just have big savings on Ram trucks. We have almost 200 vehicles at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter and over 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,500 total net savings after 10,500 factor rebates and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. 1,500 National Conquest dealer cash. Must currently own or lease a Ford, Chevy, or GMC brand vehicle. And 500 on-the-job upfit. Must show 500 plus eligible upfit. 5 of the net savings. Sample VIN 684262. See dealer for details.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. 916-339-1140. One of our regular texters who I very much enjoy. This is why I don't like these responses to debates. We were talking about go to 1 to 16 in the NBA, and I debates are great because there's reasons against either side. What I don't like is, for example, from the 916, from our guy here, Dave, I'm going to keep it simple. You're wrong. Everything the NBA tries to change, people get mad about. The play-in, All-Star game, now you want to eliminate conferences. Stop. Okay, well, first off, the All-Star game's its own thing. Who's mad about the play-in? There are a lot of people mad about the play-in? I mean, I'm sure there's some. I think the play-in's been a success.
Yeah.
Third, I don't care if everything they've ever changed is wrong, which, by the way, it's not. They added the 3-point line at some point. That's pretty good.
All right.
What I don't accept as an argument is, well, why shouldn't we do this? Well, because, which is effectively what that argument is. Yeah. Give me travel. Give me it will eliminate rivalries or reduce. We can argue about that.
Yeah, actually, I my push, not even on pushback. I think I would say the way it's constructed now, I think if they keep it this way, West, East, and you play the East, but like these are the conferences, I think they should lean far more into divisions. Like I think the Kings and Lakers should play then like 8 times or 6 times. Like what's the point of a division?
I think they should eliminate divisions.
Well, maybe.
First.
I mean, okay. So then it's like, but then if it's West, like let's make it even a bigger deal for the West or something, because what's the point? Like, and when we're saying travel, like, okay, the Kings might have to go to Memphis twice. Like,
great.
You know, Indiana's is far.
Look, I don't want to be that guy, but listen, these are at most 5-hour flights on a lie flat beyond first class airplane. Like anyone who's ever flown business class, this is better than business class. You have your own pod that you're lying down in. You're playing video games, sleeping, or watching a movie. In some cases, it's some of the best sleep, especially a lot of young players with kids at home get, and then you're immediately taken by bus or SUV to a 5-star hotel where you can sit in your room without your family bothering you and get room service all day. Like, I understand that travel takes a can take a physical toll when it comes to we're tipping off at 7, we're tipping off at 4 p.m. instead of 7, and everything gets moved back. I understand that. That's a real thing. But let's not act like they're wagon training. I'm not saying you are, but let's not act like we're wagon training to Memphis or Miami. It's fine. They're okay.
Yeah, I mean, what's the worst scenario?
I guess what would be weird for like the NBA side of things was, let's say in the finals it was somehow the Warriors and Kings, and then they would just be like, "Oh, well, we're just
where's
ignoring."
The East Coast?
Yeah,
I understand that. And the ideal, of course, is what baseball had last year, Dodgers Yankees. But I would also say, what was it last year? It was Celtics and who the hell's from the West? Why am I tripping? Who the hell played
the finals?
Yeah,
Dallas.
Thank you.
This is what happens when we got the internet in front of us.
I know. But then it's like, okay, well, we didn't kill off the West Coast.
Right.
I honestly think people would rather see the Super Bowl, Kansas City. NFL's its own thing, but still Kansas City, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I think people would rather see I think people would rather see the best matchup.
Yeah. Like it would be cool of like seeing Lakers Celtics in a playoff game.
Right. In a playoff series, when you're saying in a playoff series, it's not the finals. No, I totally agree.
But who's the furthest East-West team, if that makes sense? Memphis?
Would it be I see. Memphis or New Orleans, I think. I think Memphis is east.
Minnesota, Memphis, New Orleans.
No, I think Memphis is. You're right. I think it is Memphis.
Okay, and who's the closest to them? Atlanta, maybe.
Probably, or at least very, very
Charlotte.
It's right.
But what if that's they're east and west, and they're like not that far from?
They're not.
Whatever.
I'm tired. How long have we been talking about? And granted, things are cyclical to a point, but seriously, dude, you've been doing this a long time. How long have we been talking about the West is better as a league than the East?
Yeah, for a while. I mean, what's interesting, I think,
time.
like the very, very top of the East is really good.
That's what I'm saying. They're top heavy.
But the West depth is good.
Top to bottom, the West has been better than the East almost every freaking year this entire millennium.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not even talking about before that, the Spurs dynasties or the Lakers dynasties or any of that in the 90s.
Yeah.
You had the Bulls, which helped the East out a lot. But then beyond that, the 2 years the Bulls were out, who won that? Won the Knicks. It was the Houston Rockets. We've had this issue. So why are we punishing teams because of geography? And to the texter's point, which says he used a football comparison. Where is it? Let's see. Could you imagine Roger Goodell talking about, we're eliminated conferences. We're tired of Lamar and Josh Allen losing to Mahomes. Yeah, I could. I could imagine that because ultimately the NFL is going to do just fine. And if Mahomes isn't losing to Lamar and Josh Allen, if they're not losing to Mahomes, then it's going to be Justin Herbert and Brock Purdy losing to him.
I mean, a Mahomes, Josh Allen Super Bowl would be pretty cool.
That's a fantastic point I didn't think of. How great would that be to have the Bills have the ability? And now you have this situation where you're not having the whether it's George Karl Sonics or Jerry Sloan's Jazz that are being stymied by Michael Jordan's Bulls or somebody, like he said, within conferences. Mahomes is stymieing all these players. Well, okay, now the players have another chance. Now to Chris's point, now we have why wouldn't we want to see Lamar Jackson take on Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl? Am I going to think any less of that? I understand regional rivalry. I do. That to me is maybe the most valid thing, but I think it's bigger in the NFL. The NBA who are the big NBA rivalries right now?
Well, let's do it this way. So would you feel a certain way if the NCAA national championship, basketball or football, but football primarily now that they got the 12, was Michigan, Ohio State? We've seen that. Like, would you feel weird of like, we got this game again? Well, they made it. They both got there.
That's okay. You followed through because that's exactly what I was thinking. Let's say they played the national championship would be effectively for Michigan and Ohio State to play each other in the national championship, which is almost impossible. But to your point,
not now with the 12, it's not.
No, that's true. You're right.
If they both got in, they were on separate brackets and they just worked their way through.
And it would effectively be the third time they played during the year, right? They'd have their regular season matchup. Then wouldn't they have their?
No, they'll never be in the conference because one of them's knocking the other one out.
You're right.
But okay, let's say Duke, Carolina in the NCAA tournament.
Sure.
But a lot of times they're both number ones or 1-2, and it's like, well, we got it a third time or fourth.
I would rather see
the best,
the mechanism that gives you the best chance at seeing the two best teams play in the championship. And I don't know of anyone, and I'm sure they exist. I don't know of anyone that looks at the college football playoffs now as opposed to when we grew up and seeing, like, what was it, Colorado and Washington share a national title, or all those years that, my Florida State Seminoles got stymied by Miami, but were the second best team in the
right.
We now have an opportunity in college football to where you're going to, if you're not seeing the two best teams play each other, it's their fault.
Right.
Like, they've had the opportunity, whereas before in college football, you want to talk about tradition. We're talking about NBA tradition. College football has been around a long, long time. We've changed tradition in college football, whereas before, all the time. And it wasn't that long ago, and by not that long ago, I mean like a couple of years ago, where if you lost anywhere past the 8th game of the year in your conference championship, even if you lost to the number one team in the nation, your season's effectively over.
Ohio State would not have won this last national championship.
100% correct, Jason
They would have
Ross.
been eliminated.
If it wasn't for the changes in the playoffs, we would not have our current national champion. And by the way, I believe Ohio State's the best team. Now, I didn't watch that and go, they lucked into it.
Yeah.
It should have been this. No, Ohio State was the best team in the nation. We wouldn't have had that opportunity because of things, because of rules and tradition.
Yeah, and in this case, like the two best teams right now are OKC and Cleveland. They wouldn't fast track it. They wouldn't meet in the second round. No, they'd still be 1-2.
Yes.
And if they kept winning, they would meet in the finals.
They'd have to fight
their
way
the same way.
That's exactly right. It would work the same way. We're just talking about it's more about talking about punishing, for example, the years where you have the best two teams in the same conference. Or like you said earlier, granted, I don't want any part of this, but I would like the opportunity to see the Warriors and Lakers in the finals. If they make their way through, they make their way through. Fair play to them.
Right.
I still hate it with a passion of the heat of 5,000 suns, but that would be fine. Yeah. Same. I don't look. There's a lot of reasons to not do it, or at least a lot of arguments against 1-16 in the NBA. But I can't deal with tradition and the rivalry thing. Like I said earlier, like who are the big rivalries?
Yeah.
What are they other than like Lakers Celtics historically? Like, the Warriors and Kings.
Tomorrow, it's for real.
It's for real. We'll take a break. Jim Less, he's looking to win a national championship this year, and what would certainly be one of the great stories in the history of college basketball. And we're here for it. He will join us on the just hours away from tipping off versus Cal Poly in round 1 of the Big West Championship from Henderson, Nevada. We'll talk to him next.
Thursday night, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. It's cold, and American Energy wants you to stay warm and make sure your system's operating safely. Here's the deal. A $49 tune-up inspection, which is regularly $119. That's a full safety and duct inspection. But guess what? If your system's over 10 years old, the tune-up is on them. That's right. It's free. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. And if you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Oh, by the way, breaking news, they're hiring right now. Here's the deal. They'll train you, full benefits, generous incentive-based pay. Just call today for more details at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Not only great deals from American Energy, but possibly a new career for you. Check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business.
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the A to Z savings event at AutoZone.
Yeah, happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with the rotors.
Free. Really?
Really, free.
Okay, I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah, how much is that?
Free with 5 quarts of oil.
Free? Really?
Really, free. It's part of the A to Z savings event.
You might as well call it A to free.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week. So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers. Make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Berlard.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Chris Verlage, and somebody who has a lot of stuff to do this evening.
Yes.
Hopefully he got a little extra sleep. Normally we talk to Coach Jim Less in the 6 a.m. hour, but we wanted him to get the beauty sleep, be ready to go. He's got an X and O tonight, dude.
Yes, he does.
Joining us right now, always a king, the coach of UC Davis Aggie basketball, and our friend Jim Less. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Your intro game on that last part is pretty strong. I got to work on mine. My intro game is kind of soft and weak. So
what can we do? What do you want? We can get the bells and whistles.
Very impressed with that. So we need to huddle up. But fire up. It's March Madness. Let's go.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, you work with us on our 3-point game. And we'll work with you on the
good trade-off.
I'm feeling you're a little better at one than we are at the other. Coach, what okay, so let's just talk about Jim Less for a second. Do you as a human, do you do anything different in your routine for big games like tonight? Do you sleep extra, eat differently? Do you switch anything up at all?
I'm a creature of habit. Yeah. So, I tend to do the same thing all the time on game days, and, just keep, the comfort for me is in that routine. And I even remember that as a player. And that was always a challenge when you went on the road, and people say, why do people win at home more than they win on the road? And it's just, you get into a routine and a comfort level that, puts you in the best place physically, mentally, to be as sharp as you can be. So now I've learned over the years, because of travel and different circumstances, to be able to adjust and navigate it, but still pretty strong creature of habit.
So, Coach, how about then, like, for preparation for tonight? Look, it's basically a new season. It's the tournament. This can still dictate how your season, the feel, the vibes, all of that. Do you kind of draw on, past success, past, things that went well against a team like Cal Poly? Like, what do you try to pull on for tonight's game?
Yeah, one is the sense of urgency, because losing, you're done. And so them having that sense of urgency, not that it's pressure, but that every possession is extremely important. And then really just getting back to who we are at our best and making sure individually that guys feel that and understand that and being great in your role tonight. You don't have to be anybody different, but when we're at our best, you're at your best in your role. And whatever that role may be, could be a starter, could be a guy coming off the bench, could be a defensive guy, could be, a shooter who comes in and shoots. Just be great in your role and be a great teammate tonight. And then collectively, what's put us in a position to be successful. And for us, and we've talked about this a number of times, it's our defensive activity and creating turnovers, which creates offense for us, and we disrupt the flow of the other team and we make them uncomfortable. That's a really good recipe for us. And when we do that, we're one of the best defensive teams in our league. And in a stretch where you got to play 3 or 4 games in 3 or 4 nights, defense is going to win. The best defensive team for these next 4 days is going to win this tournament. And so focusing on that, and then just managing the emotions of, you've got seniors that are starting to feel like, hey, this could be my last college game, could be my last basketball game forever. And so trying to keep them centered on the task at hand and the process versus the emotions that creep into a tournament like this at the end of the year.
Coach Jim West joining us. Coach, I'm going to try to keep this as not long-winded as possible, even though I tend to be long-winded. Jason and I were talking yesterday about our NCAA brackets and how one of the things I brought up was with some teams, especially those with a ton of future NBA players, they'll come in, they're freshmen, they're one and dones, and those teams can look far different in the beginning of the season, and then they mesh and they begin to peak. And so you have to look a little deeper than their overall record. Whereas I'm looking at Cal Poly, you beat them twice this year, 77, 66, 65, 64. When you're talking about adjustments that teams will make from weeks 1 through 10 to 10 through 20 for et cetera, is it a little bit different of an adjustment you have to think about as a coach who, let's just be honest, there's probably not as many one and dones in the Big West as there are in, let's say, the SEC or Big Ten? Is it a different dynamic for you when you're grading those teams?
Yeah, I think what's great as you're playing somebody a third time is just that chess match. And, you're sitting there and you're watching a team that you're going to play, and you played them twice. We played them in December early, and then, we played them in January. So it's been a while. So they've transformed and they've changed a little bit, and there's different nuances to what they do. And then you try and project that onto, okay, how does that affect us and what we have to do and what we have to prepare for? So that chess match to me is very intriguing and something that I love to do. In fact, just here sitting in the lobby, it's putting together offensive packages based on what I think they're going to do against us defensively that put our guys in the best position to be successful. Now, I could be wrong, and maybe they completely change what they're doing. And then on the fly, you got to be able to adjust. And that first time out, now you're talking to your guys, okay, they're not doing this. So now we got to be ready to do that. And so then that preparation has a plan B and plan C to it.
As far as, you guys, this is away, you're in not Vegas, Henderson, Nevada. What's kind of the protocol for the day? I know you don't play till later tonight. Try to keep guys off their feet. Like what's the plan for the Aggies for today?
These late games are a killer. Like waiting all day is the worst. I'd rather play at 10 a.m. So let's go. Let's wake up. Let's have a coffee and let's get after it. So we'll head over to the arena, which is great because we've got some guys that haven't played in this arena. And the Dollar Loan Center is a great arena. And so we'll get in there and get some shots up this morning. And then we don't have as much time as we normally do. So, after that, the guys will go to breakfast. Then this afternoon, we'll pick, we have a meeting space that's pretty big, and we'll actually walk through some things offensively and defensively just to make sure we're sharp in terms of what our defensive schemes are and some of those offensive nuances that we're talking about, make sure everybody knows their jobs and their responsibilities. And then it's just, getting the guys off the feet. We do, I think we do have a highlight video that kind of projects and gives a visual to, hey, here's the things when we're successful, when you're successful, here's what it looks like. Here's the energy we played with, just to kind of reinforce the mentality we want going into the game tonight.
Coach, look, you know better than anyone, not exactly going into the tournament with win momentum, currently on a 6-game skid, and I'm not trying to be flippant about it, but we've talked this year about you being, you have to be a psychologist as much as an X and O's guy at this level. Is there a part of you that goes, okay, guys, yeah, we've dropped 6 in a row going in, but we also got it out of the way. We got our worst stretch out of the way, and now is the time for us to start peaking.
Well, what we tried to do is, hey, this is the third season. It's a non-conference season, it's the conference season, now it's the postseason. And so you got to be able to hit the reset button. And again, it's less about maybe what we didn't do and more about what we did do that puts us in a position to be successful. So we don't dwell on too much other than, hey, I want guys feeling confidently, individually and collectively, and then it's up to us to make sure that they feel that confidence from the coaching staff that we're ready. And, you've seen this many times, especially at this time of year, that teams can flip the switch.
Yep.
And all of a sudden they can go on a 4-game winning streak and punch their ticket. And it happens every year. And it's, hey, why can't it be us? But in order for it to be us, we got to be at the best in our roles all together, coaches, players, and staff.
Coach, I'm curious now that we're at March and you mentioned March Madness, you've had, as a player, you got in the tournament, you've done it as a coach. What's, I don't know, just on your list, Jim Les's list of your favorite tournament memories personally?
Well, one of the things I try and impress the guys, and it starts really at the beginning of the year is, the opportunity to play in that tournament is so special. It's one of the, in my opinion, one of the greatest sporting events, in the world. And you can create a lifetime memory for yourself for a long, long time, that anytime that tournament's on and the excitement that it brings, you can say, hey, I've been there, I've done that, I know what it's like. And that's just an unusual, memory that you can have that's so different. So, having the guys with that sense of urgency that they can do that. And, as a player, and we had a really good team, and we lost to Louisville with Purvis Ellison, who ended up winning the tournament that year. And that was disappointing because I thought we had a team that could get to the Elite Eight or even the Final Four. We were that good. We had 3 pros. Hersey Hawkins was a great player. But it's less of a memory as a player and more as a coach, because you feel like, you're part of something in giving that lifelong memory to whether it's your staff or your players, and always having that bond of that team doing something special. And a few years ago, we were able to do it at UC Davis for the first time ever. And one of the goals is to get us back to that tournament.
Well, good luck tonight, Coach. I know you say you don't want to dwell on the negative. I will just throw this out with your prep later today. We haven't really discussed what Scott Marsh has had to do with maybe some of these losses. Maybe take a look at him, make sure he's on his A game. We've all got to be rowing in the same direction, Coach, and that includes Scott Marsh, who will be on the call tonight, and of course relaying all of that right here on Sacktown Sports. I'm not saying have a talk with him, but I'm also not saying don't have a talk with him, Coach. I'll leave that to you.
Well, I'll just tell you this, the sense of urgency is at a premium, and if he doesn't produce tonight,
that's right.
We know who will be coming to next year's tournament.
That's right. That's right, Coach. Good luck. We're thinking about you. We'll be watching, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully to preview, not to recap. So good luck to you and the guys tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Take care. It's Jim Les. Tough words for Scotty the Body.
Be on your game. It's not. This is time.
This isn't amateur hour, okay, nope. Scott? You've been there. You've got a ring. You need to bring it. We'll take a break when we come back. Last night in the NBA, just a 1-minute break here, everybody. Last night in the NBA, we'll go over all of that, including an insane finish. Yeah, sorry, Kings fans. An insane finish in Indiana. We'll talk about it next.
Thursday night, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Like the whole song is a guitar riff, which is awesome.
Johnny Marr, can't beat him.
It's like, despite Morrissey singing, the song How Soon Is Now is phenomenal. Not that he's a bad singer. It's just,
that person.
He just sings with a crappy attitude. I don't like it.
Is it bad that both people that hate Morrissey and love Morrissey think the same thing about it?
Exactly. Seriously. Let's see. Last night in the NBA, the big highlight, former Sacramento King Tyrese Halliburton. Yes, I know we traded him. I get over it. Those of us old heads remember I was right there watching Kings wrapping up a win over the Indiana Pacers years and years and years ago. And Paul George, the one thing you don't want to do, you're up 3. The one thing you don't want, no, they were up 4. That's right. They were, the Kings were up 4. George hits the 3 and the foul, hits the free throw, goes to overtime.
Was it Ben McLemore?
I think it was. No, it was Ben McLemore. I'm almost positive you're right.
I thought I was over that.
I'm not, and I happened to be at that damn game. I was there. It's like branded in my brain hole, and then
my brain hole.
So anytime I see something like that, I always think of that game. Now, last night, the Milwaukee Bucks were in Indiana. They're up 114-111. We'll pick up the action with 3.9 left, where Tyrese Halliburton hits a corner 3, falls, it goes in, he falls, and then makes a free throw to give them the win. The twist on this, I've got the Korean call.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Favorite calls.
Oh, yeah.
할리버튼입니다. 일제 달려가죠. 3.9초. 자, 할리버튼인데요. 할리버튼 던집니다.
반칙이에요, 반칙. 이야. 와, 말도 안 되는 샷입니다.
아니, 이게 어떻게 되는 거예요?
와. 이야, 이거 할리버튼의 몸에 레지 밀러가 들어가 있네요.
그러니까요.
와,
이 어려운 걸 해냅니다.
대박입니다.
Did he make it?
야,
he did. There's a
동점이
replay.
됐는데 흘러간 시간이 0.9초입니다.
그렇습니다.
와. 이거는 그냥 크레이지. 말이 안 나오네요.
이게 코너 쪽이기 때문에 쉽지 않거든요. 와.
이거 진짜 소위 말해서
Then for some reason, the Mets closer was
Yes,
coming in
what
from
was
the
that?
bullpen.
Yeah.
What was that? There's the
Diaz.
music. Passion is so fun in any language. That's a great call. I do have a question, though. Why is there a Korean call of the Pacers and Bucks?
Thinking the same thing when you started playing it. When you're like, I got the Korean call.
Am I missing it? Is there a player on either team that's Korean?
I don't know. So about every few broadcasts, and it just happened the other night. Who was here?
The Knicks.
The Knicks. Was it the Knicks game or the game before? No, I think it was the Knicks game that we had Spanish broadcast. No, it was Houston.
Okay.
Houston was here.
Well,
There's
Houston would be China. I mean, they still do.
But they had we had. I mean, sometimes there's literally another broadcast to our right side of our press row, where they had to set up Spanish. But yeah, I don't know why that would be.
I want to know what the connection is, unless Korea broadcasts every NBA game, which I wouldn't be aware of.
Right.
And if they are, they have to be doing it from Korea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Korea is sending over a 2-person crew plus the 2 or 3 people that need to go with those 2 people. I can't imagine. I found myself watching. I'm like, why do we have a Korean call for Bucks and Pacers? Anyways,
huge audience.
Don't foul the guy.
No,
let him hit the 3.
Yeah, well, that's the worst thing that should be the worst thing that happens to you. Not you foul him, and I mean the Kings would never. They also did it this year too.
I don't like it.
Mike Brown's last game.
Yeah, well, now that guy's gone.
Yeah.
Got rid of him for that.
Careful, Doc Rivers.
Don't let the ball hit you on the way out of the arena.
Place. Yeah.
What else? The Cavs won their 55th game of the season. Their second win streak of 15, which also happens to be the franchise record, 15 in a row. Even all them LeBron years.
Yeah.
They play.
Cavs are better without LeBron. How does this affect
his legacy?
Yeah.
They play at Memphis. Oh, guys, they play at Memphis tonight. And since there's no Kings game, I think it's time for us to do a little.
Wait, it's not tonight, is it?
Oh, no, it's next. Oh, lame. Yeah. Oh, but the Grizzlies play the Jazz tonight. Second have a back-to-back.
Grizzlies by 9.5.
Chris?
Grizzlies by 7.5.
I was going to say 11.5.
Were you going to say? Do you want to switch it?
Yes.
You do want to switch it?
Yeah.
Well, we do not have a correct answer, but we have a closer answer. The Memphis Grizzlies are favored by 12.5.
Wow.
They're favored by 12.5 over the Jazz. We'll get to what's on tap and all that in a second, but we don't want to make JR wait. Good morning.
Oh, it's JR.
JR.
Do you think that was the Northern or the Southern Korea crew?
Yes.
Because I think they send one from each.
Do they? I can't imagine North Korea is big on sending broadcasting NBA games back. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Different call.
They come over in a weather balloon. Don't you know that?
I mean,
their
leader is a huge Bulls fan.
He is actually a basketball head. That is true, by the way.
That is true. Oh yeah. Him and old Rodman. They probably watch the games together.
Yeah.
Hey, going tomorrow night, and I just want to remember I do this right as I'm sitting there behind the Warriors bench.
Yeah.
Turkey sausage. Is that right? Am I going there?
That's a great memory, dude. That is a great memory. Yeah. There was a guy sitting next to me last year in the year before the playoff, and he was just hammering Draymond Green all night with a turkey sausage chant, which apparently we later found out is like what his breakfast sandwich order is. And this guy just wouldn't stop.
Such a burn.
Turkey sausage.
It's a bakery in Moraga, I believe. I got the whole story in case Draymond wants to come up in the stands and argue with me, but I'm going to be yelling that at him.
Wait,
listen for it.
Was that you? Or you?
No.
Okay,
I'm
all right.
that good.
But you're the one that brought me the story, I think, though. You're the one that brought.
I might have. He was sitting real close to us, and you heard it. You had it live.
Yes.
And I just was cracking up, and I'm like, what is that? And luckily that guy called in.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, give that man an all-star star on his helmet because that was freaking hilarious, the story. And if I heard it right, he always complained that he was late or something and it got cold. So everyone's like, oh, damn, Draymond always bitching about his sandwich. Drink turkey, sausage. Oh, God. Genius Kings fans. That's why we are Kings fans.
That's right.
That is classic. Good show this morning, too.
Want to hear you through the TV.
I believe the place is
J-Ross.
ran by a portly woman, as she was described.
Yes, that's exactly right.
This.
Yeah, he did.
Turkey sausage!
It was the tone. Very
was
gravelly.
That me? Did I record that?
It was from Twitter.
Yes, because I put it on Twitter. This guy
hear it again.
Turkey sausage!
The greatest part for you is like, why? I don't know.
I don't.
Do I also join in?
Right.
Or
I don't know. Is it a
why
thing?
do I not know the bit?
I don't know.
Because it's like,
I don't.
Does everybody know but me?
Right.
Well-known sports radio host banned.
That was honestly, I'm not joking. Part of me was like, is he screaming? Is this okay? Like, I don't know what he means by
Yes. What is this code for?
Yeah, is he doing some sort of coded chant that I don't want to be? I don't know, but it's funny. Also, turkey sausage greater than signed turkey bacon.
Yes.
Yes. Did Draymond ever like turn and go like, what?
If he did, I didn't see
And
it.
I would say turkey burger above turkey sausage.
Yeah, if made right. Yeah, if made correctly. Also, I know we got a break. Hey, I'm going to try something new this weekend, culinarily, that I've never done before, but might change my life. I've been watching Make Your Own Mayonnaise videos. That sounds gross. And apparently, it's literally put an egg in a jar, put like 2 cups of a non-flavorful oil in there, like canola, put a little bit of salt, a little bit of lemon juice, and take an immersion blender, a stick blender, and you blend it for like 30 seconds and you have mayonnaise. Now, I don't know how good this is going to be, but I've watched all these videos on it, and it seems super easy and totally isn't going to mess up my entire kitchen probably, but I'm going to try it, and if it works, Best Foods is getting expensive. I'll never buy mayonnaise again.
That's what I was going to say. What's the benefit here?
Because
eggs are super cheap right now.
That's a great point. That's a great point. But Best Foods right now is like $9 for the big old jug. We use a lot of mayo in my house. Yeah. There's a mayo hive. What does that mean, Chris? We'll take a break.
You're white.
Thank you. When we come back,
Turkey sausage.
we have an anniversary. One that's incredibly weird. 5 years ago, and the Kings were strangely involved in it, shockingly. We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Listen for the Toyota Tahoe Report every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with Johnny Mosley to get the latest weather conditions in Tahoe throughout this snow season. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Save Mart and McKee Brothers Plumbing and Rooter Incorporated. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call.
At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested and will greet you with a smile.
They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later.
They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys.
So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
What if your business could see beyond what is and into what can be? What if you could create more impact in every decision? What if you had a partner as visionary as you are? With Bank of America, you get access to our trusted experts, real-time insights, and digital tools. So whether you run a local shop or a global enterprise, you're backed by business solutions to make every move matter. What would you like the power to do? Find out how at bankofamerica.com/banking for business. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Hey, if you're in the car or getting ready to get in the car, looks like there's weather. My knees creaking. Looks like there's going to be weather, and if you haven't already, make sure you batten down the hatches. I don't even know what that means, but batten them. As it's going to be rainy and windy, and it can't stop, won't stop until there's a little sunshine next Tuesday, and then cloudies the rest of the week.
Even like tomorrow is bad too. I know there's.
It's tomorrow. Today there is a 90 for the rain should be starting. It's starting right now in some places. 95% chance, and then tomorrow 85%.
Wow.
And then Friday 85%. Saturday might just be cloudy. Okay. But this is iPhone weather. Who the hell knows? And looks like there'll be a little bit of wind today. Winds 18 miles an hour out of the south-southeast, Jason, with gusts up to 36 miles per hour. So, we will rebuild.
Turkey sausage.
We're going to have a conversation here, but from the jump, I want to get ahead of it. Chat, I'm looking at you. Okay. 5 years ago today, the NBA shut down due to coronavirus. We're just going to recap what happened. What we're not going to do is relitigate coronavirus and everything connected with it. And there will be many a day off given if people get silly. So let's just all agree we'll do the same. We're just focusing on what it did to the NBA.
Do you remember where we were like this time of the show? you remember that?
I don't.
Okay. I think this will refresh your memory. We were at spring training, and every day progressively got a little bit more challenging. Like we were in the locker room, we were in the dugouts, and we were in the, we got a bunch of great interviews.
Was that the one where was that the year where we got, who's the one that never talked?
Yes.
Chris,
well, no, we got Chris Davis, but it was like video games.
Yeah, wasn't that the year Sean Mania was playing? He was talking to us about Nerf basketball, and Chris Davis did a nice interview with us, but the deal was no baseball.
Yeah, mainly video
we
games.
Talked about Mario Kart. Okay, I got you now.
Matt Olson, like just a bunch.
It's great.
And then the next day it was like, hey, the clubhouse is now going to be closed, but you guys can get interviews. Maybe they'll come up. And I think Bob Melvin came up at the time to the press.
That's right. He did.
And then the third day it was like completely shut down. So we were flying home. And I remember that day we did the show in the morning. We were flying home for the Kings Pelicans game.
Yeah.
National team. And I'm like, this is a big game. And and then I think I remember getting to Golden One and then hearing about, wait, one of the games is being postponed.
Yeah.
And then we heard before tip-off that the league was going to shut down. But I'm like, how can they announce that? We haven't even started.
Right.
And then
that was it.
Now,
and
the other
memory,
the other memory of that night. So I remember it being a really big game. So I looked this up today because everyone was talking about how well the Kings were playing. Like, this is going to be, this is a huge game. I didn't realize what their record was. They had just lost to Toronto. That was a big game that they needed to get. The Kings were 28-38.
They were playing really well.
They had one, I guess, 8 of 10.
Sure.
But obviously we're talking about, and
they did get invited to the bubble.
And they got invited to the bubble because that might have been the first year, or was the bubble where the play-in was created?
Was it?
I thought the bubble was where the play-in was created. Or like it might have not been there, but like the next season.
No, I know it happened there because the Kings had the 8 games, and it's like all they really had to do was go something like 5-3, and they probably would have got in.
I think you're right.
And remember, Phoenix went 8-0 or somebody. I'm like, why are they even here? They shouldn't even be here.
And
they barely lost.
Yeah, they went crazy,
but they went undefeated. And anyway, the memory was how big of a game this was. I'm like, gosh, they were 10 games below 500.
Yeah, it was big, but it wasn't that big. Yeah. Eventually play would resume. I'm actually, for those of you on YouTube, I'm holding up. We still have the cutout. We were allowed to buy cutouts as fans. Yes. The only cutout at Golden One Center, I managed to sneak in an X-rated cutout. It's me holding then Victory Puppy Gus. And it was full frontal.
It's a tasteful nude.
Hey, look, Chris has Jay Mars's cutout right there. That's right. He was in there. Look at him smiling.
Yeah, we had our staff there.
That's right. So did Gus. And hold on. I hadn't thought about this in a while. I'm sorry if I'm wrong in the memory. Please be right. Please be right. Didn't Rashawn Holmes get suspended because somebody threw chicken? He ordered chicken, and somebody threw it over the wall of the bubble. And he got,
something,
isn't it?
Something.
I thought it was. He ordered.
And literally, like the way in my mind, because we didn't go to the bubble, Sam did, but it was like there was a line.
Yes.
And he crossed it.
And
like
right.
The proverbial, you weren't. There was a boundary.
I think literally. I got to look it up.
It's something like
literally.
that.
I think Rashawn Holmes
had
ordered
delivered chicken,
like had chicken delivered.
Yeah,
and
they threw it over the fence, and it didn't get far enough. He had to go get it. There are rules. You broke the rules. The chicken was good. Chicken sausage.
I forgot all about that. Shout out Rashawn Holmes. Yes. And then that's where Jimmy Butler, isn't that where he started his like $30 cup of coffee
Something
company?
Like that. Yeah, how has there not been a 30 for 30 on the bubble?
How has there not?
I mean, we're 5 years now.
I mean, I guess, well, there were cameras in there.
Sure. But storytelling from the people that were there. And
the first response on Google, TMZ, Kings Rashawn Holmes, chicken wings made me leave the bubble. Won't make that mistake again. I ordered some food, ordered some wings, went to grab the wings. I wasn't really too aware of the borders. I stepped out. Okay, they didn't throw it over the wall. That's funnier.
But it does. It sounds good.
I ordered some food. I stepped out, grabbed the food, came back. They just let me know they want me to be as safe as possible, and I had to enforce the rules. I won't make that mistake again. Were they worth it? He was asked. We had a little barbecue lemon pepper mix. It was pretty solid. They were pretty solid.
That's a yes.
What a weird time, dude.
Very.
Rudy Gobert. Look, I'm laughing, and I want to make a transition because it's a very serious thing I'm about to say, truthfully. But at the time, it was almost. I'll tell you what I remember now in retrospect was. It was very Magic Johnson-y in the following way. When Magic did his presser, I have attained the HIV virus, is what he said. And little kid me and many other people were like, Magic Johnson is he's walking dead. He's going to die. This hero of ours is going. And the reason it's not exactly the same, but you'll remember Rudy Gobert touched all the microphones.
Correct.
And then he came down with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, like that was a really stupid thing he did, but his life's in danger now. Like that was the thought process was like, is he going to die?
Right.
Like that was what was going on back then.
And one more memory from that same night. So I remember we're in the press room at Golden One. You hear the press release. The league is shutting down. We're like eating dinner.
Yeah.
We're about to go out there to cover this game and watch this game. And then someone goes, oh my goodness.
I know exactly who this was.
Tom Hanks has COVID.
That's right. But wasn't he in Australia?
Yeah, he was in Australia.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't know anything. And like, again, back to what does that mean? Is that
it?
I don't know. Nobody knew anything.
Right. 100%.
And so just like in the retrospect, it's like the league's canceling. There's currently games going. So they now know, but they've already started. We're about to start a game. And then it's like, wow, what is happening here?
Russ is saying that Rudy touched all the mics after he was diagnosed. Is that right? I don't remember it like that. I thought.
I mean, he could have, but like it was announced afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
Weird
God, that's so weird to think about. And then they shut that down. It was obviously it was March. Baseball was about to start, but it wasn't. And I know that the longer we get away from it, the more we're going to look back on it as just how crazy it was. But it's like you and I are doing shows from our houses with no sports to talk about. Like we think summer is tough. Summers have never been as tough as they were post-COVID.
Right.
Because COVID, like we're talking about, like we're reviewing sports movies on the air.
A movie a day.
We did the movie.
Still can't believe you guys didn't see Best of the Best.
I can't either. It sticks with me. And it's just so crazy how, and when I say we survived that, I don't mean health-wise. I'm just saying like job and radio and all that wise. I remember Michelle Dapper coming out to the house and like I'm holding Nacho in my hand while she's, we're sitting there 20 feet apart in my backyard with masks on talking. I will say this though, that boy did that start me on. I still get 90% of my groceries online. That was a great invention that came out of that. Just getting used to that and getting everything delivered like that. What a time for sports, dude.
Right.
And it was just 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But doesn't it kind of seem longer?
Yes and no.
But also closer. Yeah. Okay. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, and then top of the hour, hey, it's Katye. Sacramento Kings TV analyst Katye Christensen joins us. We'll do all that next.
First.
Hi. Hey. You know what? I'll tell you this. I do remember this too. During that whole thing, doing ads for Hoblet, because so many things changed as well. Like everybody was getting a truck or some sort of outdoor vehicle and like doing gardens in their backyard. The great outdoors was now becoming a thing because we were also damn cabin fevered. It's the Ram Truck Sales Event going on right now this month. Brand new Hoblet certified pre-owned supercenter. Want to remind you in historic downtown Woodland. You got the downtown dealership that's all used cars. All the new ones are at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. Now at the dealership with the pre-owned cars, there's over 220 vehicles available. There's 40 under $20,000. Right now on the new ones, you can save up to $17,500 off MSRP on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. Save up to $16,000 off MSRP on the hard to find new 2024 Ram Heavy Duties. Remember, Hoblet is different than your big city auto mall dealers. There's no dealer markups, no add-ons, no surprise fees. You can see Hoblet's true pricing at HobletDodge.com. Remember, the price you see is the price you pay. There's no hidden fees. There's no add-ons. There's no surprises, as I just said. That's part of the big reason why they're the number one Ram truck dealer in California, number 7 in the whole U.S. of A. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Tell me, good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. We'll take a break when we come back. Who's hot? Who's not? Next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
First thing, there are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks number 1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line. Additional terms apply for JD Power 2024 award information. Visit jdpower.com/awards.
Huge savings now on new 2025 Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Save $11,000 off MSRP after rebates every new Silverado LT Turbo Max with Maida Chevy's exclusive all in-stock pricing. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $11,000 off new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some of the offers.
Made a great deal of Maida.
Danzig live. With special guests Down, Abath, and Cro-Mags. Saturday, March 22nd, 6 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. On sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Danzig.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Hey.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good. Who's hot?
Well, wouldn't you like to know?
I would like to know who's hot.
Okay. Let's go with Gonzaga Bulldogs.
The Zags?
The Zags.
Okay.
Last night, they beat St. Mary's 58-51 to go on to March Madness in the NCAA tournament.
Hey, they're regulars.
You ever done that before?
I've done that a bunch of times.
Pretty good. Mark Few's done a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Also, how about shout out to Mark Few? You'd think he'd gone to the NBA by now.
Yeah.
He's just like, nope, I'm good.
I bet he's got a few good years left.
Well, while everyone else zigs,
Good, man.
he's zagging. Who's not?
The Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Wait, what?
What?
How?
Because I did tell you that they beat St. Mary's yesterday, 58-51.
Mm-hmm.
They are the only Division I team in the last 25 seasons to score under 60 points, shoot under 10% from three on 15 or more attempts, and get out rebounded by 15 or more, but they still won. They're the first Division I team, and there has been in the last 25 years, and the record before then was 0-121 with those same numbers.
Wow.
So maybe St. Mary's is not.
Yeah, really. Bad loss. Remember that for your brackets. Sunday, the brackets come out.
Just took my first bite of Chris. What do you call this, Chris?
Southern fried cabbage.
Country fried steak, as I called it.
Oh, real good.
It is good.
And what do you do? It's basically like
it's like a one pot dish. So you
Yeah.
start with the bacon and sausage,
Mm-hmm.
and then you cook your shrimp, and then you cook your onions and peppers,
Mhm.
and then after that you slow cook your cabbage in the pan. Bring back the sausage, bacon, and shrimp. Put it all together.
The sausage part.
That's really good. Oh, what'd you say?
The sausage part is the best. Hello. I smell the shrimp.
You know what? I didn't realize that. You're right.
No,
And-
it's fine.
No, it's not.
It
It's
is.
gonna-
I'm not allergic to the smell.
No, I know, but it's like what Tom Maley does, and that's a pet peeve of mine. Like,
You have to eat it. You started.
I can eat
It's
it
too
outside. I
late.
can eat
No,
it
no,
outside
no.
because then the whole place is going to smell like shrimp.
We'll see if Alan says something.
Guarantee. Oh, will Alan say
No,
something?
he can't say anything because he's a guy that's like cooking broccoli and fish and stuff.
He is?
Yes.
Let's take it easy on Alan. Okay.
Or bring in rancid salads.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, rancid. And we're not talking the band either. We're talking, actual rancid salads. Not great. From the 916, Dave, it's funny. Right before COVID happened, you and Jay Morris were talking about the Astros and their cheating scandal. It was revealed they were banging trash cans to reveal pitches. I texted in and said, we've all banged a trash can before. Mars said, speak for yourself.
That's an insane memory.
Right?
Turkey sausage.
Somebody literally just said that.
Yes.
Turkey sausage. Yes.
That would that rattle Draymond at a home game?
A turkey sausage.
If Moke said turkey.
And everyone went sausage.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'd have to realize it was about him.
Yeah. Well, I think at this point we would have to make it known.
Here's what we would do. If the Kings play the Warriors in the postseason, all right, we'll have to send like Brendan or Frankie to Warriors postseason or Warriors media and have one of them say, hey, there's been a chant going on based on your breakfast choice of turkey sausage. Have you even heard that? And then he most likely says, no, no, not at all. Or he says yes and expounds on it. But let's just say if he says no, but now it's in his head. And now if you've got 18,000 going turkey, sausage, when he's at the free throw line, you have the New York Daryl chants, and you have turkey sausage for Draymond Green. Basically, the roughest chants of all time. Yes. What else do we want to do here? We got a lot of Jason. We got a lot of segment left here, and exactly we have 3 minutes of segment left, and I'm trying to think of what here's what we haven't fit in. That's why we do this. There have been some football maneuverations.
Yes.
And I want to make sure, there we go with Katie. Okay. I didn't want to mess anything up there. There's been some football maneuverations, and the Niners
they keep losing players, but they added what? DeMarcus Robinson?
Yeah. They added DeMarcus Robinson, who's like 31 years old. And I don't know.
That wasn't a wow to me.
No.
I mean, he might be fine,
it's
but
fine. Joey Bosa signed with the Bills. So there's that.
I did see, back to the national shows up here, I did see a question posed. Should the Niners actually kind of go through the reboot and trade Christian McCaffrey?
I would.
So you'd reboot it.
I don't. But here's the thing. I don't know.
And maybe that's not
Here's why I say that. I love Christian McCaffrey. Okay, so I need fellow Niner fans to calm down. I love him. But what do you always say? Get rid too early rather than too late.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy that has a massive history of injury issues. There's no guarantee. In fact, it's probably odds on more than odds off that he's going to have issues again next year. He's making a ton of money. And most importantly, you're not going to replace Christian McCaffrey with Christian McCaffrey. But if there's any offense in the NFL that has a plug-and-play running back system, it's Kyle Shanahan's. All I'm saying is the money you would save by throwing in, and they've got a couple of guys right now that could do a pretty damn good job. Not McCaffrey good, but good. And then you take that extra money and throw that into the line in some other places of need. I would at least explore and see what I could get.
Yeah, I think to your point, look, it was Elijah Mitchell the year before McCaffrey was actually having a really good year. I know he's not there anymore, but Mason was running really well this year while McCaffrey was out.
Yeah.
I think it's the system. Now, he's the best player for it, but I think you can find someone else close, and what you'd get in return would be an interesting, but I don't know that they'll do that. But
I would also say this. I would say, let me Niners are drafting 11 this year. Let me look at a mock draft. CBS Sports is, I'm just kind of curious where I haven't looked at one in a while. Okay.
You're looking at Ashton Genty?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think one of them had maybe the Raiders. I think.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. CBS has Ashton Genty going number 6 to the Raiders, which would be, let's be honest, that's an Al Davis move right there. Not that it's a bad move, by the way. Just saying. But I would look at something like that. Now, look, he certainly ain't the two-way player, nor will he ever be the two-way player. Almost certainly that Christian McCaffrey is, passing and rushing and receiving, but. I'm just saying that's a place where I think you could cut some costs and reinvest I think the gains you would get from that money redistributed, if it was done correctly, would outweigh the losses you would. But I could be wrong. I love Christian McCaffrey. I don't like the idea of getting rid of him. I hate this conversation. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings analyst Katie Christensen gives us her weekly check-in on the Sacramento Kings. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From blowers and trimmers to mowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it is the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Meanwhile at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff.
Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary. Not guaranteed.
There's no better time than now to get yourself into a brand new Jeep because it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, offering the best deals in town and a selection other dealers are jealous of. Stop on by. They're just off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Complex. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. Yep. What should we do, Jason? What Bobby tell us? Hey, Bob. Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Laud. Katie Christensen will join us momentarily. Is Katie not picking up? All right. You want me to try?
Really pretty good at calling like right back.
Okay. All right. It's all that Survivor money. It's too good for us now. Yeah. What if she put? I'll bet you she hasn't put her garbage cans out front.
Yeah, maybe not.
Guarantee you she takes them back, puts them away. And I lost her.
No, she didn't pick up.
Oh, she didn't pick up. All right. I'm gonna
You're gonna let her know.
We're the number one local sports morning show in Sacramento. You'd think people would be more,
Well, it's 9 now.
In tune to the thing. Yeah. Hi. Okay, bye. I just don't understand why she picked up for me. She's got it. No way. She think you're a telemarketer? All right, Katie will be joining us momentarily. I don't know if she's expecting you to call. I didn't clarify that. It was a very short conversation. we didn't get into details, but Cam Scadaboo would be a perfect replacement for Christian McCaffrey, says the 916. That's a lot of big shoes for old Cam to fill. Not saying it can't.
He'd be up for it.
He would 100% be up for it. He would 100.
That would be a nice compliment.
I really want him.
McCaffrey
joining us right now. Finally, analyst for your Sacramento Kings, fresh back from a road trip. I think they're home for 5 minutes and then they leave again. Katie Christensen. Good morning, Katie.
It is. It's morning time. How are you guys?
Good.
Great.
Did you get caught by the spring forward fall back, or you been up for a while?
Yeah, kids, school. I've been up for a while. It's never, what day is it,
It's Wednesday. It's a hump day, Katie, middle of the week.
I realize that now. Yes. I'm so sorry to be tardy, fellas.
No, that's fine. You know what? Hey, we're just honored to have you, Katie.
Yes.
First question, Katie. During the week, do you put your trash cans away behind your fence, or do you leave them out front by your garage and then just drag them down to the curb? Honest answer, please.
I have an HOA, so I don't really have a choice.
Oh, she's one of them.
They have rules.
Yeah, they do.
Some rules.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
I have an HOA.
Yeah.
It's totally my fault too. Yeah.
Well,
But, you do realize I have OCD. So if there's a place to tuck them where no one can see them, that's the route I would take anyway.
Look, first off, a lot I could do with that. Secondly, I said before you came on, Jason, I said there's absolutely no chance Katie leaves her garbage cans
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Katie, remember they were saying earlier how you're supposed to put compost, and Katie probably has like separate garbage bags for everything that she throws away in 17 categories and then labels them with masking tape before she actually puts them in the bag. I'm not that far off.
I do my best.
Yeah.
I do my best to have a low impact on the environment, Dave, if that's what you're asking.
This is the same woman that catches her shower water with a bucket and then uses it to your garden, is it?
We're going a little far here.
Yeah, that's a true story. You've said that on the show before that you did.
Yeah, but that was, when I was renting and there was a leak in my bathroom, and yes, I did put something there because it's a waste of water.
Right. Totally
thinking of the environment.
She uses a bandana instead of Kleenex. This is I'm saying this is she is a responsible earth person, and we appreciate.
I do my best.
You do your best.
I do my best. Yes.
Did the Kings do their best against the Knicks the other night? And I'm segueing because seriously, did you see an effort issue or? Look, I'm not trying to be a D-bag here. Are the Knicks just better than the Kings and would beat them, as Jason and I were saying, probably 9 out of 10 times? They're just a better team.
No, okay. I know this might be an unpopular thing because I believe I said it on the broadcast. And it's really actually very nice. I've kind of gotten off. I don't have Twitter anymore because I can't possibly support it. But I'm sure people maybe had a problem with it. There's some things to me where, you talk about schedule losses. That was just a tough back-to-back. You were in LA the night before, you went into overtime. The Knicks had 2 days of rest in between. And there's things like that. I don't believe it was an effort thing. I don't think they weren't trying hard enough. I just think that they got outplayed and that they looked to me just to be a step slower. And that's part of what's going to happen in an 82 game season. They have a back-to-back. They play tomorrow at Golden State, then they play at Phoenix the next night. And then it's like, yeah, finally what feels like an endless road trip that has been going on since January. The Kings are actually going to be home. I think in this span, there was only one time where they had 2 straight home games before going back out on the road. It has just been a really brutal schedule. And the Kings have the second toughest remaining schedule in the league. Like this is just part of reality. And so, they come home for a couple weeks, but during that time, I mean, the games are just loaded. There's 2 sets of, 3 games in 4 days, and then there's a day off, and then there's another game. So it's this part of the schedule is brutal for the Kings. And to me, it wasn't an effort issue. I respect, these guys as professionals too much to think that they're just going out there and not trying. Some of these guys were in treatment until 3 a.m. after we got back. Like there's things that, that they go through that are going on behind the scenes that you're never going to be privy to. It's just part of their process as professionals. You get on the plane, you have the first bus is 30 minutes after the game ends. The next bus is 15 minutes later or whatever it is. And then you get on the plane and bring all your gear and all your stuff. And then they go and set it up and they're in the training room and they're getting treatment. Like this is just part of the reality of the schedule. And that's, to me, was an issue against the Knicks, who had 2 days off to rest and kind of recover. And they certainly were, they were on it from the beginning and they didn't let up.
Katie, I'm thinking about, you're talking about treatment and, days off here. Domantas has been out, and obviously they got to protect that hamstring. That's really important for the long term or the rest of the season. But he's gotten back on the court. Do you think we see him tomorrow or Friday? I know they don't play until, I guess, Monday to start that 7-game homestand. What do you think we might see him as a King back on the floor?
It's a good question, Jason. I don't really know. I mean, you're right about protecting it. Hamstring is not something, considering especially this point in the season, really at any point in the season, because those can become issues that keep you out a long time if you're not careful with it. So they want to make sure that they're doing the right thing because this is an important part of the season. I mean, they're in a play-in situation right now. I don't see that changing. Maybe they go, I think statistically there's still a chance of getting into the 6th spot, but with the schedule and the strength of schedule and what lies ahead, like it's, I see the play in for sure. but you want to make sure that you have him available. And in terms of medical updates, I haven't checked my email this morning. I have no information. So I can't even answer it. I don't know if we'll see him over the next couple of days or not, but the point is, they're going to do what's right and what's safest for him and what's safest going forward.
I'm not immune, and I don't necessarily disagree with you that, rest and schedule, a plus Monk, plus Sabonis, all factored in. Katie, I just felt like, and look, I mean, the Knicks are on a West Coast trip, and they've been traveling, and they didn't have Jalen Brunson. I mean, everyone's
and they'd lost 3 straight.
Sure, right?
So.
Yeah, everyone's got a story, and it doesn't mean what you're saying isn't valid. Of course, I'm just saying everyone's got issues. This is maybe the first time under Doug. We were going over like, is this the worst loss under Doug? The way it looked. They just look like they didn't belong on the same floor. I'm talking about like matchups. I'm talking about like, Valanciunas is going out to try to guard Cat. Now all of a sudden you have no interior defense, and then they put somebody else on Cat and he just uses them, and you couldn't stop. Apparently, Deuce McAllister is the second coming of Michael Jordan, and it just I felt McBride was Deuce McAllister, the former Saints running back. Yeah, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Tom O'Malley, calm down there. So I just felt like. I don't know.
I know. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I just felt like they didn't belong. Like literally, no offense. I'm really truly not trying to be disrespectful to the Kings. It felt like they didn't belong on the same floor as the Knicks. And I haven't felt that way a lot, if at all, under Doug.
I get what you're saying, but I think that every team goes through it. There's a couple games a year where they get blown out, and I don't think anybody's immune to it, and it's all based on situation and health and all of those different things. So, I mean, I don't really know kind of what you want me to say, Dave. Like, I don't think that they don't belong on the court with them. I think it was a rough game, and I think there's a tendency where you can naturally overreact because it was tough, it was brutal. But if they went out and played them again after 2 days rest, I don't think you'd see the same type of situation. So I don't think that it's like an indictment on the roster or the team.
No, it was more of a compliment to the Knicks for me, to be honest with you. Yeah, but no, I hear you.
How about tomorrow night then? Obviously, we're back to the importance of another game against a Western team that you're trying to catch that did beat the Kings significantly before, but, the Kings got them big time in San Francisco once and beat them another time. So kind of each team's a little bit different. What are your expectations, and what would you like to see from the Kings that's different than a couple weeks ago when the Warriors came in here and kind of worked them?
Well, this is a completely different Warriors team, obviously, with Jimmy Butler. And so not to mention the fact that they've been playing incredibly well. And, I think that a couple days off did them a lot of good. Will hopefully do them a lot of good, going into tomorrow. And it's nice to have Golden State the first night instead of vice versa and be playing them the second night of the back-to-back, because, again, it just goes to freshness and legs and whatnot. But I'm curious about Malik Monk's status. He came back to the bench and was available to go back in the other night, but that was his first game back after missing 3 with that toe injury. And so I think more concerned now about being a little bit hobbled at this point in the season in terms of injury issues. I'm hoping that, it'll be a good night for Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan, I feel, has been really, really good, really solid. Keegan Murray has been great. So I'm curious defensively, kind of with the new look, how Doug is going to approach matchups. We've seen a lot of shifting in terms of matchups. You talk about what we saw in Denver with Jokic, where he started Keegan Murray on Jokic. I thought it worked really, really well. That was a game that was tough to lose in Denver because the Kings controlled it for most of the game. So I'm curious just, what matchups are going to look like tomorrow in terms of, is Keegan going to be starting on Jimmy Butler? Because they've kind of gone smaller. It'll be interesting. I just, I want to see them have a bounce back in terms of, their efficiency on offense and what they're capable of doing on defense, because that game against the Knicks, I mean, the one thing you cannot argue with is particularly since the All-Star break, the Kings defense has been one of the best in the league. And I mean, in the top 3. And so I want to see defensively a return to what we've seen, and you're going to need it against the offensive, power of the Warriors and all the different personnel that they have and the different ways that they can hurt you.
Speaking of that, it's a perfect segue. Just about every metric that is out there shows that the defensive rating and net rating overall is better with Keegan Murray, with Keon Ellis starting and in the lineup. And, obviously Malik Monk's had the toe issue. How much of a challenge is it for Doug Christie to, look, let's be honest, there's non-basketball reasons too. The guy re-signed with us. It's his starting spot. He earned it. I'm talking about Malik, and I'm not convinced he shouldn't start, Katie, but how tough is it for Doug when you've got analytics saying one thing and, the on the court play needing certain things to juggle Malik and Keon?
Well, I don't know if you guys have realized that Malik is the first sub out,
yes.
And it's usually
4
around
minutes.
the 7:30 mark.
Wow.
So he's not playing a huge chunk of time at the beginning, and that's how they're alternating rotations to implement some defensive kind of firepower earlier. So, I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know how these metrics are done.
Yeah.
I think that Doug is one of these guys, and a lot of coaches are, especially a lot of coaches that played the game. They tend to be, and I don't know Doug's approach. I've never actually asked him or talked to him about how he looks at analytics and metrics. But I can say from knowing and speaking to a lot of coaches that did play the game at a high level, they tend not to rely as much on analytics and metrics as they do feel for the game. And so, you also look at the fact that when you're looking at those metrics, Keon is now started, I think, 14 games around there. So it's a much smaller sample size that you're drawing on than like the 40 games that Malik has started this season. So I think that also impacts it. But I don't think that Doug is going to necessarily make a lineup change based on just metrics alone. One thing I do know that the Kings are grappling with now is they don't really have a true point guard that plays heavy minutes. I call Markelle Fultz a true point guard with the way he sees the game and the impact that he can have on the game. But he also hadn't played for most of this season before signing with the Kings. And so he's a little bit behind the 8 ball in terms of conditioning and that type of thing, but also familiarity with this team, personnel, and kind of the philosophy, right? It's difficult to join a team this late in the season and be able to step in and have a major impact like that. So when you look at Malik versus Keon, I think that neither one of them are true point guards. That's not kind of, what anyone would refer to them as. They're players. They're skilled players. They can handle the ball. They can initiate offense, but it's not either one of their true positions. So I think that is more the concern for Doug. And I think that's kind of where Malik wins out in that area is his playmaking ability versus that of Keon.
Katie, just to follow up in that point guard spot, do you think, and kind of what you're saying about Fultz, over the last couple games, it seems like Carter's first up or at least higher up in the rotation. You think that's something we see going forward or just kind of a tweak here the last couple games?
That's a really good question because, he spent some time in the G League and that's great for him. It's great to have that tool in the sense of being able to go down and get some legit minutes and just kind of be able to work some stuff out in actual game, action. And I feel like he has stepped in and done a solid job offensively. I think that's where he's not as far along at this level as, he's offensively been a juggernaut in the G League, but it's, a much different level of competition. And it's about him getting the comfort and the confidence to be able to contribute on that end as well. So, at times Doug has used him for a little bit of spark on that end, but more so just trying to rely on him for defense and have him pick guys up full court. So I think that usage in general with a lot of those guys on the periphery is really based on situation, like injuries. I think with Malik being out and injured, that Devin has been called on more as of late. So I think that is going to impact, his usage going forward and matchups and game situation. If someone's performing well, I don't know if he's going to get the call the same. But, you had Jake LaRavia out in the last game, so he's, calling on other perimeter defenders. So, I mean, it's hard to tell. And I think that, to be honest, Doug is probably very much trying to figure it out on the fly, which is what, at this point in the season, a lot of coaches have to do, is rely on situation and gut and what's going on in the game. And so we'll see what exactly Devin's role is going to look like here as the season closes.
All right, that's Katie Christensen. We will talk to her this time next week. Katie, I said it earlier, I will be making my own mayonnaise for the first time this weekend. Any advice?
I know that you're perfectly capable of it. I have never done it, but I know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm kind of excited.
It's fairly simple.
Yeah.
It's fairly simple. I think you're going to be great. The one thing I don't know, and kind of why I've never made it, is how long does it last?
Yeah, it's got a lower shelf. It's like 1 to 2 weeks. It's not the same. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't use mayonnaise that much. That's kind of the reason why I've never made it. So good luck with that, Dave.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
All right.
Bye.
It's a great point, though, about the shelf life.
I was thinking the same. Yeah. So it also then begs the question, what's in the other stuff?
Yeah, a lot of preservatives. We'll take a break. When we come back. Some NFL off. NFL?
Yes.
I guess kind of NFL off. A lot of off-season moves and more, including the Niners. We still have standings watch, what to watch, Allen Styles, and more. But I will tell you this much. If the Kings don't bring against the Warriors on Thursday, let me put it this way. If they bring the same energy they brought against the Knicks, it's going to be a long night. And I absolutely recommend they talk to my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Hello. Carmichael Dave Show. For American Energy Heating and Air, been in business since 1981, A-plus greater Sacramento area in the Better Business Bureau, serving the greater Sacramento area. And they've got a deal going on right now. First, let me tell you, they're hiring. They are hiring. So if you're at some dumb job, don't be at the dumb job, and be at the smart job. Working for American Energy, they will train you. Oh, Dave, I don't know how to do heating and air. Well, they'll train you. Great benefits. Awesome pay. Make a good living. Also, you'll be offering deals like the one they have going on right now. $49 tune-up. $49 tune-up on your furnace, unless it's 10 years or older, then it's free. And listen, if you need a repair, it's $50 off your first one. If you need a new furnace, it's half off. They're installing mine in just a couple of days, as a matter of fact. That's right. American Energy Heating and Air. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. And again, AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave Essential. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get the NFL offseason moves and so much more next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco. Bob Bolters went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140. The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Jason, give us a quick preview. I know it's kind of random, of the Sac State football team next year. How are they looking?
Stingers up. Actually, their spring ball starts next week. I'm looking forward to that. I always like going out there to see what the next group of Hornets will look like. A lot of expectations with a big recruiting class, new coach. So anticipation is pretty high for the Hornets.
In all seriousness, they've had a lot of great recruits.
Yeah, that's the look. That's the via social media, what they've been able to do. Again, other people rank this stuff, and you take that for. I'd rather have a good recruiting class, but you don't know how it'll all play out ultimately at the end. But I think what the coaching staff over there has done is got a lot of people excited about what this year could be. So months to get there, but I'm looking forward to it.
I think that one of my big questions is, can a coach whose big trademark is a cowboy hat be successful in college football? Jerry Glanville, he had a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
What was Tom Landry wearing? That wasn't a cowboy hat,
That was
right?
like a fedora.
Like a fedora.
Yeah. More now would be,
a hoodie,
baseball caps or something. Or I say baseball, but just regular caps.
Do you think that NBA coaches will ever go back? By the way, we're talking about COVID and the effect it had on sports. Coaches used to wear suits, kids.
Yeah, it's weird when you see videos of that now. And you're like, oh yeah. I don't know. What's weird is college coaches, it's mix and match because a lot of them are now just totally comfortable. But for example, UCLA's coach McCrone, he's like, no, I'm wearing a suit. He wears a suit every game,
and that's like
his preference.
That's an outlier.
Yeah, he's very rare.
Back in the day, way before our time, baseball managers used to wear suits.
Yeah, but now is that like
before Jason's time?
Which sport would be the most odd if the coach wore the uniform?
Yeah, because football. It's got to be football. Like if
are you
Belichick's out there,
pads?
100%.
No, I would say no pads, but you have to be wearing the jersey,
and the
pants.
The pants are weird. Pants are weird without the pads.
They really kind of are. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
I know I want them in pads. I want the coaches in helmets.
Than a NBA coach in shorts and a tank top.
Oh my God! Now I'm starting to think who would
like Tibbs.
That's just where I was going. Tom Thibodeau. In a full-on Knicks uniform. And he
has a number, so that way they could go technical foul.
Yeah.
9.
Number 69, yeah. Tom Thibodeau.
College coaches.
Remember the
I just would wait for a coach that also like comes out like in the tank top. Is Tibbs wearing like a sleeve, one sleeve, a shooting,
shooting sleeve,
or something like Keegan wears tights, both legs, is he going to have that?
I mean, they would definitely be tights. They wouldn't be looses.
Yeah.
On Tibbs. Who's the late, why am I thinking the late great Utah coach?
Sloan?
No, Utes.
Layden. Majerus.
Rick Majerus.
So you're taking we're going with the size of a person, which is,
I think,
but even, I'm trying to think of someone that, let's go the other way. That's just ultra thin. Like that just might look funny. Not funny. That's
right.
Not fair. You know what I mean? Like just,
like Mike McDaniel in a football.
Yeah.
Or QB Browns last season.
Old Doug Moe back in the day, if we really want to go old school. Yeah.
Even Riley though, because now I only picture him like all suited and tied and slick back hair, and there's just that in a jersey and shorts. Phil Jackson.
Well, so then isn't the natural progression here? Football coaches wear team gear. Basketball coaches wear usually team gear, warm-ups, whatever. Should we move for baseball managers to also wear team gear?
Yeah, more and more now, I think you're seeing managers will have a sweatshirt.
Yeah, I see Kotze is big on that.
Sweatshirt,
yeah.
Boone, Dave Roberts, and then they'll have the pants on, but so it doesn't look as...
Maybe just get rid of the uniforms for baseball man. You're not, come on. You're not in the game.
They have stirrups.
This is not. That's weird.
What would you do if you were, you'd wear casual, or would you go...
Like
NBA, basically, you could choose, I think.
Yeah, NBA, I would be casual in the NBA.
Yeah.
In football, 100% casual, but in baseball, full uniform. Also, I'd wear my stirrups the old school way, where they're like long, stocky, 100%
eye black.
100% eye black. I wore eye black to an arena softball game once. Just cut. It was playoffs, dude.
Oh yeah,
it was playoffs. Had to be ready.
Did it help?
I was trying to loosen up the team.
Yeah.
Did it help? Well, I don't know. In the first at bat, I launched a home run to left center field while simultaneously, or not a home run. I launched a double off the wall while simultaneously completely blowing out my right knee, and literally my first swing of the playoffs.
So it didn't help.
So, it helped in the sense that you could tell I was crying because the eye black was running. It hurts.
One of the hardest I ever laughed in front of you was at arena softball.
Why?
Why?
Noodles got up to bat.
Describe it. Oh wait, you're laughing, Chris. Describe it. I need a play-by-play or details.
Because softball, I can't remember. Is it like it's no matter what the swing is, you go?
You
or
go,
something like
no matter
that,
what,
even if you miss it.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
for the third or whatever.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
like no matter where the ball is hit.
So he so he got like kind of a piece of it,
and it like dribbled.
And it dribbled around, and he like fell and like got up and like fell again.
I know we got a break, but I'm going to give you the visual that I think you'll understand. Imagine if Captain Caveman's son got hammered and was playing softball and had to run to first base. And that is exactly what Noodles was. Noodles ran to first base exactly how you think. The only thing missing was like a taco falling out of his shirt. It's exactly
and you
what
don't know that it didn't.
You would think that he got out of a 6-year coma and was told, run.
We'll take a break.
Our legs don't work.
When we come back, we'll head to watch and standings watch all after this.
Thursday night, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7.
The Kings play here on Sacktown Sports.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPfest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Save Mart and McKee Brothers Plumbing and Rooter Incorporated. Find out more at CITPfest.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan. Everything is wonderful.
I spend the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan, a night of all new material. Saturday, March 29th, the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the A to Z savings event at AutoZone.
Yeah, happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with the rotors.
Free. Really?
Really, free.
Okay, I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah, how much is that?
Free with 5 quarts of oil.
Free? Really?
Really, free. It's part of the A to Z savings event.
You might as well call it A to free.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
I want to remind everybody with Alan Stiles coming up with Crosstalk in a couple, about 20 minutes. You can listen to Alan live along with Whitey and Kyle. But if you miss any of it, you go, oh man, that interview was so great, which honestly, that one Alan did yesterday was phenomenal. And I invite you to re-listen. Just go to YouTube, subscribe if you haven't already. And you could also go to the app if you haven't downloaded that. Also breaking news. We invite you to do that. And I believe that extends our lead in the competition, Jason Ross.
Point.
What to watch tonight? Thunder Celtics. That's going to be a good one. Thunder at Celtics.
Finals preview?
That could very well be your final. See, I have that feeling. Like I said, as much as I want Cleveland OKC, I have a
Stuff happens.
Stuff happens. And I got a feeling. I got a feeling that one of those teams will make the finals, not both. It is Cleveland and it is OKC above the pack. However, Cleveland and Boston are a combined 102 and 28. Boston ain't no slouch.
And when you see them play, like last weekend when they played the Lakers, you're like, man.
Well, I'm sorry. I said Cleveland. I apologize. OKC plays them tonight. OKC and Boston are a combined 130. So
it's pretty darn good.
It's still pretty good. Yeah. Anyways.
They just look, I mean, obviously they've done it is part of it.
Right.
Great home court, coach. And a lot of the season, too, they haven't been fully healthy. Like Porzingis has been out. Right. They're also sitting guys separate games. So I just think when they're all there and they're all right, that team's awesome.
And there's something else that we've talked about, too, that happens. And I'm not necessarily saying it's tough to tell. But if we're doing a postmortem on the NBA season and Celtics win their second in a row, let's remember, too, you play the longest schedule of anyone else in the NBA except Dallas. And I don't think they'll be in the finals this year. Then the following year, the NBA champions are coming to town. Oh, by the way, it's also the Celtics. It's everybody's Super Bowl. Everybody's gunning for you. Yeah. You, and also you have the confidence of knowing you can beat anybody at home or on the road. That's just the attitude you have as a champion. So we've seen this program before where the defending champion, and not that Boston's cruising. I mean, they're doing fantastic, right, but maybe they don't have the best record in the regular season. But then once the playoffs hit, they lock in. And we can say this, they're definitely more playoff tested and playoff weary even than either OKC or Cleveland, who are kind of newish comers to the whole thing.
For sure.
But if we're also following the Denver model of a couple of years ago, OKC and Cleveland got their feet wet in the playoffs, especially Cleveland last year was bit by injuries, unfortunately, in the playoffs. And now we might also be sitting here at the end of the year and going, yeah, I don't know why there was ever a question it wouldn't be these two teams winning it all. They've been the best teams all year long.
Right. No mystery.
Clippers at Heat. Let's go, Miami.
Let's go. Miami has not been very good, but they just need to be good tonight.
No.
I mean, they're in the ninth spot, but they don't look, it just doesn't look like Miami of the past.
No, they don't. No. They have not done well since the whole Butler thingy.
Yeah.
They're obviously looking a little ahead here. Suns at Rockets.
Go Houston.
Yeah, go Houston.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
Got to bury the Suns.
Jazz and Grizzlies. So if it's the Rockets, no. Jazz and Grizzlies. So there's that. Mavs at Spurs. Go San Antonio.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah,
or go Mavs. At this point, wouldn't we rather face the Mavs and the Suns, or no?
Yeah, but I guess like if the Rockets win, I can have the Mavs lose.
But why not have the Rockets win and the Mavs lose?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I got
That's
you.
it.
Okay,
yeah, because otherwise, they would pick up a full game. It'd be a better chance that the 10 would be Dallas if Dallas won and Phoenix lost. I'll just have both of them lose.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I
keep that safety net for the Kings a little bit.
I would really rather play the Mavs than the Suns.
Yes,
the Suns scare me just because
one game.
Yeah, one game, and you're looking across at Durant and Booker and
that's why you got to get to 7 or 8.
I'm with you. And then the Timber Nuggets.
Yeah,
in Denver.
Go Denver.
100% go Denver. 100,000%. go Denver. And then no Kings, obviously, tonight. We'll have them tomorrow against Golden State. And then just a real quick look ahead. Nobody's looking past Golden State, trust me on this, but just looking ahead. They go on the road to play Golden State. Quick 2-game road trip. Golden State
7-game homestand.
And then the 7-game homestand from Memphis, Cleveland, Chicago, Milwaukee, Boston, OKC, Portland. There's one game and one game only in there that I go, oh, we're winning that one. And that's I'm not saying they won't win any of the others. I'm saying there's one game in there where I go, oh, we're going to definitely be favored. And we should really win that game, and that's the Bulls. Even Portland, I think we should win that game, but they've beaten us here
twice.
Yeah. I don't know why I probably shouldn't put Portland in that category. I look at this homestand, like you said, it's a 7-game homestand. It's really difficult for me to say they're going to go 1-6,
right?
Just because of the way, but it's in play, logically speaking. Now we go back to the whole, they're going to, I would definitely think between Memphis, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Boston, and OKC. Okay, those 5 games. I think they're going to win one. They shouldn't. Maybe Memphis. They won't be favored probably in any of them, but just the way the NBA is, they're going to win. They'll win one of them. I just hope it's not like, oh, that makes up for the Bulls loss.
Right.
But if on that 7-game road trip, dude, if the Kings somehow could go 4-3, that would be like the most insane 4-3 ever. And 4-3 doesn't blow anyone's socks off, but
it keeps you in the spot you're in. You've made it through that really tough spot. You got a 6-game road trip after that. I think if you, I don't know, you just got to really obviously go one at a time, because I think, I wouldn't have thought the Kings would have won in Boston earlier this year. So I think that's a really tough matchup. I don't, going in, think that'll be tough here, but can they beat them? Can they beat the Cavs? These are all tough things to do, but possible.
I think the Kings are sitting right. Well, the Kings are sitting right now. What are they? 33-31. Let me ask you this, Jason. So the Kings need to get 8 more wins to get to 500.
Okay.
Are there 8 more wins in the schedule?
If you just did the below 500, aren't there 7?
Phoenix, Chicago, Portland. Orlando's above 500.
No.
Right? Oh, they're below?
No.
Orlando, Washington, Charlotte.
And Phoenix again.
And Phoenix, there's 7.
So, and again, are they going to win all 7 of those? Probably not. Just the way the league works, right?
But they're also not going to lose all the ones against the above 500.
But let's just, if you just gave them that gets them to 40. 40 is going to be a top 10 team.
I agree with you.
I think. Now, it's not flashy.
Sure.
It might be 10, maybe 9.
Let me ask you about this question as we go to break real quick. Over, under, or at 500 at the end of the year? Over, Chris?
Over.
Now,
again, might be 42-40.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's over.
I think with the 42-40 at the end of the year, that's pretty damn impressive with the schedule coming up. That's. I don't know if that would be the odds-on favorite for them to be.
Well, that's what, 500 the rest of the way?
That's 500 the rest of the way. We'll take a break. When we come back, Alan Styles, Crosstalk next.
Plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity.
Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah?
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with 2 people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary, not guaranteed.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interest first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, Alan, how you doing? I'm fine. Good to see you, Alan. Thanks. Hey. Well, wait.
Yeah.
What is he even doing right now?
What does he do back there? Did he text us to say something?
What is he?
He wasn't even here early to go in and then come back to be late.
Right. What is he doing? I mean, dude, you do the show after us. Just grab an extra copy of our sheet and adjust a couple of things. There's your show.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Does he lose points for this?
Good
question.
Next week he would.
Well, because one of the things next week is like that our boss wrote was be a guest on another show.
No,
Well,
that's this week.
is that this week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how the hell? I will go on any show. I haven't been invited. I want points, but like, I think you should
If
get.
you haven't been invited, that's a sign.
That's what I'm exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you should get points for bringing somebody onto your show, because what's to incentivize Alan or Whitey or Kyle bringing me on their show or you on their show if it just gives us points? Like, they're cheating basically, because we have both of their points combined.
They're rigging the system.
I would do 24-hour. I've talked about that for years, doing a 24-hour marathon show.
Yeah.
For charity. I would do that.
I'd do that.
Should do that this summer.
Well, remember I think it's going back to, we talked about earlier, the bubble time, the 5 years. And I had the idea back then. I said, let's be on, like we're on as long as the Kings are in. Remember that?
I do remember that. Why didn't we do that?
They didn't make it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. No, I think we should. I've long had that dream of doing like we always look for signature events.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we do like a KHTK telethon? TK telethon. Sorry, I was trying to do it.
Try again.
KH telethon.
Yeah,
K.
that's it. Yeah, that just KH telethon K. And
Smooth.
So we do like a whole weekend where we're doing like these, and people like a walkathon, like they donate for every hour. And then we have like memorabilia and different things from the Kings and the athletics of Anaheim, of Sacramento, and the Republic and all that. And we do little auctions, and maybe we have like a live band, just have fun stuff. Restaurants bring food in, raise money for a good cause. Like, who says no to charity?
Remember when KNCI used to have restaurants come and bring food for their telethons?
I do.
Because we would benefit.
Yeah, that's a great point. Hey, good morning, Al.
Hi.
Hey, good to see you. What were you doing?
Breaking down. We're, just being honest here.
Yeah.
Right?
Just be honest.
No, I mean, and that's how it goes. We're doing some A's today. So
is that why you're wearing green?
I guess subconsciously. Yeah, we're doing some A's today around the 12 o'clock hour. So I was breaking down. Did anybody know that the A's played 2 games this weekend in Vegas?
No. I don't think Vegas did.
Yeah, I was going to say, does Vegas now?
Apparently they did. That was part of the whole patch unveil.
Oh.
They played 2 games in Vegas against the Diamondbacks.
I heard there was a buzz down there. That's what the A's are saying.
Super buzzy. And, it's also interesting. I was reading about I think his name is Sternberg from the Rays.
Stuart Sternberg.
And the difference between
why they want him to sell.
Why they want him to sell and nobody made John Fisher sell. And it's pretty interesting. So we're going to break that down 12 o'clock hour.
It has something to do with money.
Oddly enough, off the top of my head, would I think that Tampa is a booming sports town? No, but yeah, I think the reality is the other owners and just MLB in general, they don't want to leave Tampa.
Right.
Which then means that I don't know if it means that they wanted to leave Oakland or that they just really wanted to go to Vegas.
There's also
they wanted to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's probably both.
There's also a reality that we need to kind of stare in the face. Florida is a terrible sports state.
But they want to stay there.
Except for college.
They said it's booming. You know, you watch Diners, Drivers, and Dives.
Yes.
Right? So I always make the joke, all of these small, and people actually say the same joke about Sacramento, and now I'm part of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a small city with an up and coming food scene, an up and coming bar scene.
Farm to fork, baby.
Right. There's always somewhere like that, and that's what they're saying with
Florida?
Tampa. It's up and coming.
They've been saying, look, you've got, I'm not saying like when the Lightning won the
they're
Cup,
good.
and you had the Buccaneers win.
They're good.
But honestly, like, look at every professional sport in Florida, and almost all of them are at or near the bottom of attendance, whether it's the Dolphins, whether it's the Marlins, whether it's the Rays, whether it doesn't matter. It's just a weird sports state, but they are bonkers for their college sports.
Yeah. I wonder how much the NFL being in Tampa is saving how they're viewed.
Probably. I think a lot.
Because Oakland,
the NFL's the NFL.
Raiders, so.
Right. Hey, does Dave look like an umpire?
Yeah, one of the texters.
Yeah,
it's
and
the pants
I
and the
went
shoes too. It's all of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, here's the thing: next time I wear this outfit, because this is the first time I've worn this shirt, this outer
You're definitely
shirt.
going golfing somewhere after.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to have a golf lesson afterwards at 11:30, but it looks like we're going to get rained out. Somebody downstairs, Scott downstairs, commented that if I was wearing, and I do own one, a powder blue golf shirt, then that would absolutely, because this is the only thing saving me right now.
Wait, does Scott know baseball?
I think he knew somebody that played before. Ask him if he has any stories.
Oh, but if he played, I don't want to hear someone else's stories.
No, I don't want to hear any recycled stories. Anyways.
So, yeah, that's what I was doing.
Okay. All right. Well, at least you do crosstalk. And I want you to know I appreciate that. I appreciate you as a teammate coming in and sitting for crosstalk each and every day. You
find the time.
Yeah. And when you find the time, I think that's something. I mean, honestly, everyone does it, but I want to go out of my way to praise you
I
for
had
that.
to look in the mirror yesterday. I'm reeling it back today.
Yeah. Well, that makes one of us. Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies, yum, yum, yum. It's the official cookie of a good teammate. Crumble Cookies. Get yourself one today. Back to you.
On this day, in what year did I don't even know what it's called, YouTube show, Hot Ones?
Ooh.
Oh, with Jay Mars.
Debut.
He does look like Jay Mars. Hot Ones and Bryson DeChambeau's golf content are like my two favorite. There's like the only two shows that I'll actually cast to my TV and watch. Who'd they have on? Bill Murray they had on the other day. And
Hot Ones?
For Hot Ones. And then randomly like Pete Davidson, because they're in a movie, joined him for like the end of it, the whole thing. And I guess Pete Davidson
I'm Pete Davidson. I don't know why people like me.
I don't know why they do either, but apparently he also has Crohn's disease, and it didn't go well the first time he was on Hot Ones. True story.
That's the one with the face where he's like,
yeah. To answer your question, I want to say 2019.
Yeah, it's probably around there. I'll just say 2018.
No, when they had like a bunch of like C and D list celebrities, that had to have been like 2015.
We have a correct answer. It's Christopher Live, 2015.
Shockingly,
are we surprised that that's lasted? Right? I mean, good for them. I haven't watched one episode.
I've seen clips.
I am not surprised, because I think it is one of the most genius ideas that we've seen in the last 20 years.
One of the best is DJ Khaled only going like 1.5.
Can't do it.
Another one.
You have these people in these situations where this guy sneaks in these interview questions under extreme physical pressure, And it works. He gets great interviews.
No,
I
understand.
The best interviews since James Lipton, probably, of Inside the Actors.
Great idea. I'm a little surprised at how long it's lasted.
Well,
Well,
I've
with
heard
the
that
names
before.
they have now.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Eat some wings.
Happy birthday today to Liza Minnelli.
Are you serious?
What?
I didn't know. I thought she'd been dead a long time. She's still with us? Good for her. Dude, honestly, I thought Liza Minnelli died in like 90-something. Really? I mean, good for her.
So 30 years ago.
I honestly thought she'd been gone for a super long time. She's got to be 90?
89.
87.
79.
Whoa.
Jeez, Dave.
Liza's been through it a bit. I thought she
So
was...
you thought she was in her 40s when she died?
Yeah. Well, no, I thought she was in her 50s or 60s when she died. I thought she was older than she is.
Happy birthday to James Taylor.
I'm thinking of the right, like Judy Garland's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. James Taylor? I'll see fire, I'll see rain.
Yeah.
He's probably like 75.
78.
77.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Christopher Laud, 77.
Wow.
Happy birthday to Nicole Hardman.
It's a great name. Nicole Hardman is 28.
Is he the only Nicole in the world?
Yeah,
I think so. I think there's a lot of other Nicoles. Well, Nicole Kid.
You said 28?
Yes.
Receivers, you know what they say.
You know what they say. They're always younger than you think. 27.
27.
We have a correct answer. Alan and Chris, 27.
Wow, I'm the
Happy
worst.
birthday, Daryl Strawberry.
Daryl's 66.
Man.
Daryl's older than a lot of people thought he would be, too. Good for him.
Nope, there are multiple Nicole Hardmans.
What?
There are multiple McColls.
64.
Because he's McCole Hardman Jr.
Oh, by the way, also, no, there are multiple McCole Hardmans is a sentence that has never been said in the history of the language.
Daryl Strawberry, underappreciated smooth swing. Everybody goes to
Absolutely.
Griffey. His swing is awesome.
And Will Clark.
63.
We have a correct answer. Christopher Laud.
Wow.
I think we're out of time. Right?
Are we out of time?
Yes, that's why the music stopped.
Alan Stiles will join. Alan Stiles is next, and he'll have all kinds of fun and hijinks. Make sure you tune in to the fastest growing midday sports show in the country. Alan Stiles Show next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take